Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. My name is Evan Freiberger, and today we're going to be covering the severe thunderstorms out there. Also, there is a small 5% for tornadoes as well. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Indianapolis. Yeah, we'll get into that in just a second. I just want to say hello to everybody before we get started. But hopefully everybody's having an okay day. There's a lot of severe thunderstorms out there, so we're going to be covering that initially, and if a tornado warning does happen, we will also be yeah, not a good day for that, Blake. Yeah, that's one thing that I do want to preface before we get started today, is that Twitter is my main thing for finding news. And the main thing that we monitor in order to see if there's a tornado on the ground before it gets like reported, because typically people will post it at the same time that they're calling the NWS, and unfortunately Elon has limited a lot of the tweets today, or limited how many tweets you could look at, which is just weird. So it's going to be really hard to get news in today, but we're going to try our best. But yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and get into the severe weather. As you can see, St. Louis currently is getting a severe thunderstorm right now with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And that is going through northwesterly St. Louis right now. And then we have another severe thunderstorm warning behind that with potential 70-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado possible tag. You can see those winds right there, slowly making hope. What? Ice cream! Calm down. What? Holy moly. Thank you, Ice Cream, for the $100 donation. My goodness. Starting it off with a bang. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Ice Cream. Thank you so much. Wow. That is a humongous donation. Let's see what they say. Much love to you, Evan. Yeah, thank you. Not only for that love, but also the donation. Also helps a lot. How Cookeville, Tennessee, and Florence, Alabama looking today. Aw, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much for that donation. That is huge help to the channel. Everybody spam those birthday cakes in the chat. Now you can spam forever with the birthday cakes. But thank you very much, Ice Cream. That is a huge help out to the channel. Holy moly, we're completely crowdfunded, so that really does go a long way. But yeah, getting back into it, you can see that these are the winds with these storms. We're watching for that possible QLCS spin-up tornado threat, something that St. Louis is actually quite familiar with, unfortunately, this year. As you guys had a storm come through that had that QLCS threat that dropped 12 tornadoes around the St. Louis area earlier this year. So we're going to be watching out that for you. So far, not seeing anything too crazy. Then over here in southern Illinois near Mount Vernon, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1.25-inch hail. And that is heading towards the Mount Vernon area right here where you see those pinks. That is the hail there. And then just to the north of Carbondale, we also have another severe thunderstorm here going towards Christopher, Illinois. So that's what's going on up there. Also, a little bit of unexpected. I mean, it's kind of expected, but the models didn't really pick up on this until early this morning. Severe weather over here in South Carolina with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, but it does seem like that hail threat has died off there. But the wind threat still maybe could be there, maybe not as strong as it's indicating there. They might let that one expire. And then coming over to Florence for Ice Cream. Let me turn on the location pins here. List settings. But yes, thank you again, Ice Cream. Wait, where are they? Oh, you're up there. Okay. Yeah, Florence is just to the north of these severe thunderstorm warnings. You guys did have some pretty damaging weather there earlier today, but that threat has passed for you guys. And now let's look for Cookeville, Tennessee. And that's Cookeville, Canada. Hold on. Cookeville, Tennessee. There we go. Yes, looks like Cookeville. Hey, oh my goodness, another one. Thank you again, Ice Cream, for the oops, wrong screen. For the $20 donation. Everybody put birthday cakes again in the chat. for Ice Cream being a huge help out today and helping keeping the channel funded. So thank you so much, Ice Cream. Again, you've been a long time viewer and donator on this channel. I really do appreciate your generosity today. That is really going above and beyond, and it does mean a lot to me. It really does, because without the donos, it's just the channel can't exist. It's just as plain as that. YouTube, it doesn't pay enough, so you have no idea how important and meaningful that is in terms of keeping the channel going, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you. All right, so let's get back over to Cookville. Where's Cookville? I just put it in. Where'd it go? I must have clicked the screen. Cookville, Tennessee. Yeah, Cookville, Tennessee is just getting rain. So the threat for you guys over there are pretty much over as well. Coming into near Chattanooga and Saudi Daisy, we have 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Saudi Daisy right now, and 0.75-inch hail. And then just to the east of Chattanooga, have another severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour winds. Like, Ice Cream, I have to pay attention to the storms. Oh my goodness. But thank you again for the $20 donation. Again, that is very, very helpful to the channel, so thank you. Ice Cream, everybody put birthday cakes in the chat again for Ice Cream. That's $140. My goodness. Thank you again. That is super helpful. But yeah, so try to stay focused here, I promise. Over here in Georgia, near Dalton, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds going towards or through Tryon right now. Next in line is going to be Subliga, and Trickham and Tunnel Hill. Now moving into Alabama, south of Huntsville near Coleman, we have 70-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Holly Pond next. So definitely make sure you're indoors and away from windows. But that's pretty much... No, never mind. Never mind. We still got storms over here. We got storms in North Carolina as well, near Burlington. 60-mile-per-hour winds moving to the south and east. Next in line is going to be Swepsonville in Hillsboro there. And then coming over here into Virginia. Ice Cream and Cake. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Wow. I'll just say the first part of that name. Thank you, Excited, for subscribing as well. But yeah, over here near Patsy, yeah, Passapatancy, Virginia, we have a severe thunderstorm warning with 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards King George. And then we got another one southeast of Washington, near Rosaryville. And that is heading, it's kind of stationary a little bit, moving slowly to the north towards Rosaryville and Marlton, and that is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that one's in Maryland. Then we have one in West Virginia, going through Romney right now. Next in line is going to be Augusta for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, Capone Lake, and Capone Bridge. Is that everything, or do we got more? But wait, there's more over here on the okay, there might be a mountain in the way there. Okay, there we go. Over here in New Mexico, we have another severe thunderstorm warning with 70-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Where is it? Oh, that's because it's using that radar. We'll use this one. But yeah, there's not a lot of cities in the path, but if you live near Wild Cow Mesa, need to be indoors and away from windows there. What else do we got? We got anything else? Yes. Our expected random severe thunderstorm warning in Idaho. Happens almost every time we go live. Always can rely on Idaho. But yeah, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds that is heading near Arco, and that is heading down to the south and east near Butte City, and then anywhere to the east of Butte City as well. Are these guys rotating at all? No, not really. Then also, believe it or not, unfortunately I can't show the warnings, but this storm right here in Canada just produced a pretty large tornado just to the east of Carstairs. Let's see if it has any more rotation on it. It does not have it anymore, but you can see it was definitely rotating right there just to the north of Carstairs. Right there. And that was when that tornado was on the ground. Not sure if it's on the ground anymore, but we'll be trying to monitor the news if we can, if we don't get limited today. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. But this is the area. So if we come over here, turn on the tornado risk here really quick. Go over to the outlooks, tornado risk. So you can see that these storms are now entering into that 5% tornado risk for today. That includes parts of Illinois, Centralia, Mount Vernon, Salem, Fairfield, Olney, Albion, Carmi, and then also parts of southern Indianapolis or Indiana. Sorry, Vincennes. I think Vincennes. I don't know. Princeton, Evansville, Jasper, also Henderson and Tell City there as well. Then we get a 2% around that for parts of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and northern Tennessee. But the blue that you see on this map, that is the severe thunderstorm watch. And as you can see, we had a severe thunderstorm watch all the way from northern Georgia, northern Alabama, into Tennessee. Also over here for parts of the south, Illinois, which is pretty much where the threat is now. So back here near Springfield, not really expecting too much more, but there are still some pop-up storms over there. And then these storms have almost run their course, but they still appear to be going pretty strong in terms of those gusty, damaging winds. So they might extend that severe thunderstorm watch a little bit further here shortly. We'll be monitoring that as well. Holy crap. Thank you again, Ice Cream, for that donation. That is super helpful. Vincennes. Oh, why couldn't they just spell it like that? I wish that these cities, like that would be like a really cool Radar Omega additive, is to be able to click on the city and then it gives you like a breakdown on like how to say it. That would be awesome. All right, but yeah, a little bit of rotation on this storm. Very weak at this moment. Near West Frankfort and Alberta. Let me tell you their name. I don't care. People want to go watch some storms in Alberta. They don't need severe thunderstorm coverage right now. Also, by the way, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please do. It does help us reach more people in the path of these storms. Gonna be a somewhat dangerous day out there. You know, this 5% tornado risk is probably gonna be more. It's probably gonna be hit or miss. But you know, there might be some people in the path of these storms over here in these 5% and the 2% for tornadoes that might need severe weather coverage, and they're looking for it on YouTube and they can't find my channel, and liking the stream does help that my channel become more visible to those people. So if you want to help out for free, that is a great way to do it. But yeah, looks like they did allow that severe thunderstorm warning with 70-mile-per-hour winds to expire, so that's great news for St. Louis. But we still have this one over here that's going into northern St. Louis, and that is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Still has a tornado possible tag, and actually I'm starting to see a little bit of concerning rotation here near Granite City. Not super strong just yet, but definitely a possibility there. For a quick spin-up tornado. So we might see this get tornado warned here pretty shortly if that continues. But yeah, when you see those, when you see that kind of kink there in the velocities, and then you start to get these little returns right there, that can indicate that you might have some quick, brief rotation. So we'll continue to monitor that for northern St. Louis. My eyes are on this storm. I think this was the most concerning one right now in terms of like imminent tornado threat. Let's just kind of look around here just to see if we see any rotation anywhere else that's actually concerning. I don't think we're going to get any rotation down here. You never know. Storms sometimes surprise us. No, none on those. Going over to South Carolina, not seeing any dangerous rotation there. This one near Burlington. This is kind of new one. Just to the east of Greensboro. No, okay, no, we already covered this one. Hey, Blondie, welcome back. Glad you could join us. Maybe a little bit of something there, but I think that's... Where's that rotate? Okay, so that's going towards the radar. This is going away. Yeah, a little bit of rotation. There, south of Elon. South of whatever city. Sorry, I'm just kidding. I know there's actually people that live in Elon, but we're all mad at Elon today because he is limiting our Twitter access, which is hurting our ability to find news. But there is a little bit of rotation there, so we might have to keep an eye on that storm too. Not too concerning just yet. Just to the east of Fredericksburg, seeing a little bit of rotation there too. Super strong yet, but yeah, little areas of rotation kind of all around the board here randomly spread out in between these two little systems here. So yeah, we're gonna have to watch a couple areas today probably, but probably the one that's got my attention the most right now is this guy. So hopefully on the next scan on the velocities, that's not nearly as strong. Hello from Chattanooga. Almost dark outside, but some thundering and lightning. Yeah, I think there is a severe thunderstorm over there nearby. Hey, thank you, Eric Berger, for subscribing. We almost had the same last name. Thank you. Greenfield, Ohio. Greenfield, Ohio has a small chance for getting severe thunderstorms today. The main threat is going to be damaging winds, but it's not zero. But that's going to develop kind of in the overnight periods as we get into like, 8, 9 p.m., maybe even later there, depending on what the storms end up really doing here. But essentially, we have this line. Actually, what we can do, since we don't have any tornado warnings, let's go look at the models really quick for different areas. So first we'll cover the Ohio Valley here. And then we'll go down to the south and east, and then over to Washington, DC, or Virginia. But yeah, here is the future radar. We do have the 18Z, so we're going to use that. So you can see it's not really picking up on these storms too well. Well, actually, it's doing okay. So yeah, this is at 4 p.m. Still expecting some storms around this time. Still is when, from 4 p.m. really to 8 p.m. or 7 to 8 p.m. That's when the tornado risk is going to be the highest. So it's not a big tornado day, but definitely you can see there's a lot of storms with potential hail in there, making its way into Evansville, southern Indiana there, parts of Kentucky, and then that kind of dies off. Then we see a kind of a renewed threat there for potential for some small hail near Cincinnati. Then that kind of dies off as well. But you can see, look at this little frontal boundary extends all the way up into northern Indiana and Illinois and into Ohio. But we're not really expecting those to be severe. Now coming back over here to the east. Here you can see that we are going to be seeing those spotty showers, and it really should peak at around 5 p.m. over here, potentially even making its way through Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. And then down here, the severe weather threat should be dying down here shortly. You can see we've already seen this kind of gust out a little bit. Then by around 6, 7 p.m., that kind of moves out and kind of dies, and we're not really expecting anything around Montgomery or Macon to continue to be severe by those times. These storms are really dependent on those on that instability. Also over here in the Montana area, got a little marginal risk, 1 out of 5, so you can't rule out those severe thunderstorms south of like Wolf Point, around in this area for Sydney, Williston. Very isolated, hit or miss. And then near the border of Canada and North Dakota there is possible. And that's going to be around 11 up there. And then back down here for kind of eastern Montana, around 8 p.m. is when that is expected to get started. But again, these are models, so don't take the timing 100%. Add and subtract 1 hour from each time. But yeah, also expecting some severe thunderstorms down here for New Mexico and parts of Midland, Big Springs, Pecos, for Stockton, and Alpine. You can see that those are really going to get started at around, well, they've probably already gotten started, but they're not really severe just yet. But the biggest severe potential is probably around 7, 8, 9 p.m. They're getting started there near Pecos, maybe potentially near Midland, and then that kind of moves down to the south and east and dies pretty quickly as that instability wanes. But yeah, it's kind of what we're expecting across the board today. Shouldn't be too crazy, but yeah, latest scan here is still showing a little bit of rotation near Granite City, near Molenbrook or Brox. Not seeing a debris ball there just yet, but it's a little bit more concerning than it was. Not gonna lie. Just got on Hopkinsville look tonight. Let me check. Hopkinsville, it's over here. There it is. Yeah, there's still a chance for some damaging storms. Again, here is that line of storms, and that will eventually make it over to your area. It's going to be hit or miss on whether or not they are severe. Mainly concerned about these prefrontal storms for a tornado threat, but I wouldn't rule out maybe some damaging winds and some hail as well. And that'll be going into the nighttime hours. Yeah, still monitoring this storm like a hawk here for St. Louis, because I am a little bit concerned still about that rotation. Do I think Mount Vernon will be hit hard? Where's that again? I think it's this storm. Yeah. Mount Vernon is going to either, like, depending on where you live, yeah, it looks like it might make a little bit of an easterly turn here and go right into Mount Vernon, but it's non-severe right now. So just keep that in mind. But, some heavy rain and hail could be possible for northern Mount Vernon. Wind took out power for 5 hours last night. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if you live like literally anywhere to the east of this high pressure down here, there's gonna continue to be this kind of, well, they call it a ring of fire, but I think that's just a weird, over sensationalized way to say it. It's just basically storms riding a ridge. That's how I like to say it. Ridge riders. And, damaging wind threats, where those outflow boundaries form could be anywhere, right? So, if you live pretty much here today, right? And then you got some random severe thunderstorms over here from a little bit of a low pressure creating its own kinematics over there. And then, moving on to the next day, it's still, that high pressure is still going to exist. The instability is still going to be out there. So yeah, I mean, there's going to consistently be a chance for some severe weather, mainly the damaging winds and hail, with still potentially some small tornado threat. Yes, there are severe thunderstorms in upstate South Carolina. What's the risk for Springfield, Illinois? I think that's... trying to remember. We just covered this area. I thought, yeah, it's up here. Yeah. Looks like the most damaging storms right now are to your south. They could potentially make it up there shortly, but you're in a 2 out of 5 for severe weather. I think you are in that 2% for tornadoes. Let me just double check. Go here. No, you were just to the south, or just to the north of that 2%. So yeah, main threat's going to be damaging winds and large hail. Yes, I ate. How's my voice? It's still a little scratchy. My voice is still a little scratchy. Yeah. About all I can say. I'm trying to keep it a little bit lighter on the commentary, or at least the volume of my voice, so I'm getting a little bit closer to the mic. Yeah, latest scan here still shows a little bit of rotation there near Mullenbrooks. Not seeing a convincing debris ball just yet, though. So, I don't think that rotation is really doing too much. But there's definitely still some there, so I'm still monitoring it. Let's come back over here to this storm. Was it? Yeah, the ones near Greensboro had a little bit of that. Yeah. Not too concerned about that one anymore. Yeah, let's go kind of zoom out here. Oh, it would probably be helpful for people in the path. What if I did this? Do the HRRR, like in between scans. This is the future radar, not the current radar. Do you think this would help if I just played this out while people waited? I don't know. For the next scans. Like, this is the future. There's kind of too much on the map to see it too well, though. Thank you, Blondie, for being a member for 4 months. Do appreciate it. Thank you, whoever sent out the last round of memberships. Yeah, that was No Words, Just Vibes came in and donated 50 memberships, which was absolutely nuts. And thank you, Pam Wild, for being a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Blondie and Pam Wild. All right, let's come back down into the severe weather coverage. I don't think that's very helpful, personally. Oops. What happened? Where'd my radar go? I somehow closed it out by pressing my keyboard. That was weird. Never done that before. I pressed Control W. Hold on, let me try that again. Oh, yeah. Okay, if you use Radar Omega, don't press Control W. It closes out the app. Any tornadoes yet? Not in America, but there's been a big one in Alberta, Canada. Yes, now seeing a little bit of rotation here north of Collinsville. Again, not super concerning right now, but I'm still monitoring it. And then over here near Benton, still not seeing too much there in terms of rotation. So, you know, we're going to continue to monitor it just for a couple of hours here. And if nothing happens, then nothing happens. Good news. We do have a lot of cams over here, though. So let's see if any of them have any good views. Oh, wow. So there's a storm. Also, don't push Control Q. All right. What does that do? I think it's going to be a hit or miss kind of day. We had a lot of convection come through earlier, and that's definitely going to lower the threat a little bit. But, you know, you guys are outside of the tornado threat for today, but you can maybe get some damaging winds and some hail. I mean, we've had some reports with these storms for up to 60 or 70 mile per hour winds today. So let's go check. Does this one have a good view of a storm? Oh, there's a nice little view. I even get a shelf cloud out of this camera. Also closes the screen. Oh, wow. What's it looking like for Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania is looking all right today, I think. Let me make sure this is live. There we go. Yeah, Pennsylvania does have a risk, but it's going to be a very low chance for severe weather, but you can't rule it out. But it is possible today. You're in the 1 out of 5. But I wouldn't lose sleep over it. You know, if you do get anything, it's probably just going to be like a situation where all you need to do is be indoors and away from windows, and you will be all right. I want you to try to find any cams. Sure. I mean, it's not too needed right now, but I mean, if you can find some for this one, this has now been upgraded for 70 mile per hour winds, just to the east of St. Louis now. That would be helpful. But yeah, if you live in Collinsville, Warden, Edwardsville, Marine, Grant Fork, and Highland, you need to be indoors and away from windows. You got a strong storm coming with a tornado possible tag on it as well. So you can't rule out those quick little spin-ups with this line. Like this one down here near Collinsville is still a quick little spin-up, but so far haven't seen any evidence that has dropped a tornado at this moment. Yeah, might get a really nice shelf cloud from this camera. I'm kind of excited to see, but it's facing the storm. Kind of excited to see what it looks like. The Alberta tornado has injured many people and significantly hit houses, trees. Oh no. Some were debarked by what I saw. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Hopefully they're getting help right now, and there's being a local response. But yeah, I saw that tornado on Twitter. Let me see if I can show or post the link in the chat of that tornado. Yeah, okay, I can still view this tweet. So let me post a link into the chat. So this was the tornado in Canada earlier, and yeah. This was taken by Aaron J. Jack up there in Canada. So yeah, go check that out if you want to see it. It's on the in the chat. I'll put that as a pinned message. There we go. I use OBS. Yeah, a couple little areas of weaker rotation. Still not too overly concerned about them, but we're still going to monitor it just in case. Because, you know, those spin-ups can show up pretty quickly. Also, noting a little bit of increased rotation here near West Frankfort, Illinois. Yeah, in about at 4:15 we'll go over, or we'll do it at 4:10. We'll go over everybody's severe thunderstorm warnings. Yeah, you could definitely start to see that shelf cloud move in there. Twitter, yeah, same. Everybody's having the same issues on Twitter, and I ain't paying for it. Dang it, I'm not like Twitter is not that like proprietary to where someone can't just copy Twitter. I'm just waiting for that. I'm almost done with Twitter with this new update because I'm not paying for it. The tornado trying to form in Canada again? Is it in the same area? Is that same storm? Yeah, noting a little bit of rotation with this storm south and east of Linden. So yeah, if you live in between Bezeker and Linden, probably going to want to be in your safe spots there. Not sure if there's a tornado warning on that storm, though. A couple very strong storms in Canada. Wow, those storms are stronger than most of the storms here. Also got a new severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Heading towards Big Sky and Bosman. That's in Montana. But checked back down here with Alabama. Yeah, 70-mile-per-hour winds now with this storm. Moving to the east, Moulton, Alabama is going to be next in line there. North of Birmingham, we also now have a severe thunderstorm warning, but I'm not seeing too much hail with this. Probably mainly just the damaging winds of 60-mile-per-hour and Overbrook Estates, Center Point. Probably should be indoors and away from windows, but not too crazy of a storm. Got a stronger storm over here near Hoax Bluff. It's moving to the east. We'll have to see if they'll extend that. Then we got another one over here in Georgia, going through Rome and Cedartown right now with 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Another one here near Dalton. Yeah, it's kind of the same deal with all of these. You know, mainly just warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So just make sure you're indoors and away from windows if you're under any of these severe thunderstorms right now. Then over here in South Carolina, we do have some severe weather, but it's mainly just a damaging wind threat. Not seeing too much of a hail threat with that one. But Walhalla, I can see some potential hail in this storm. Also 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible there. This is our main region. Man, that storm is looking crazy right now. Can we make this big screen? No, we'll have to go find it again. Which one was it? I think it was this one. No? This one? Yeah. Look at that shelf cloud. Wow, what a storm. Yeah, Florence should be good for the rest of the day, Ice Cream. Let me check. Arsenio. You said Springfield, Tennessee. You'll be good for a while. Maybe still a small potential for some stronger storms going into the overnight hours as this little line over here moves off to the east. Yeah, let me bring this back up to big screen. I do want to watch this for a little bit. Wow. Why? It's weird. I don't know why this popped up. Yeah, you can see right here, that is that shelf cloud Also, it'll be an interesting thing to see these winds come through this cornfield. But yeah, there's that shelf cloud forming with this storm. You can see it's kind of striated. That's those winds moving in front of the storm, and then you have the rain, cooled air moving in the opposite direction behind this self cloud. Warm air definitely making it in. This is definitely a healthy storm here near Advanced, Missouri. Let's go check this one out on the radar, see what we can see. Gonna bring this up. Keep it going here. Sure it's live. Yes, it's live. All right. Do we have a closer radar to this? Not really. It's kind of in a radar hole, unfortunately. Yeah, not seeing much rotation with it. But 60-mile-per-hour winds with it. Definitely not a weak storm, but, you know, easily survivable as long as you are indoors and away from windows. Let's go check on this 70-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning again. Yeah, maybe seeing a little area of rotation picking up right here. Not really associated with reflectivity at this moment, but that's near Guard and north of Edwardsville. Again, this is in Illinois. Next in line is going to be Alhambra, Grant Fork, and Marine there. You know, do we have any? No? We only have 2 70-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warnings. Wow. And they did drop this severe thunderstorm warning on this storm near Benton. So interesting. You know, a lot of the lower level share, at least according to the models yesterday, was going to be in this region. So maybe this storm will eventually become the one we need to watch. But as of right now, it kind of looks, I mean, it looks pretty outflow dominant, especially on this camera here. Let's bring this big screen here while we wait for the latest scan. Sure, Finn. We'll look at that for you. What is it? Jefferson County, Missouri. There we go. Yeah, the main threat for you guys is almost over. I mean, it's pretty much over. Just a lot of rain left on the backside of these storms. You did get hit by some rain and thunder earlier, but that threat has now shifted off to your east. Monitoring these storms a little bit, but they should stay non-severe as they're going to be ingesting a lot of that rain-cooled air right now. So they shouldn't become severe. Man, this is just an amazing view of this storm, though. We're going to watch this while we wait for the next couple of scans. But man, look at that. Big old beautiful shelf cloud. Be interesting to see what the winds look like under this thing. The damage is very bad. Oh no. That's in Canada. How bad do I think? Cambridge, Ohio? Anywhere in Ohio, I'm just expecting maybe a small threat for damaging winds. I don't know why my camera's pointed a little bit farther this way, but... Hello, Doug. I'm excited that Storm Runner Media is going to be making it back into the field. Can't wait to see what they see. Hello, Noah. Yeah, look at that shelf cloud. It is nuts. This is a storm and a half. At least with looks. In terms of its impacts, it's like 3/4 of a storm. I'm just kidding. It's a storm. But yeah, I mean, 60-mile-per-hour winds could be there, potentially higher. We're gonna find out here shortly, though. Yeah, that is a shelf cloud for sure. Beautiful shelf cloud. North Carolina has a 70-mile-per-hour storm. All right, yeah, we'll check that out. By the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider it. It does help you out mostly so that you can find it again. So if you're enjoying the coverage today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, liking the stream does help us reach more people in the path of the storm. There's people out there looking for, severe weather coverage, and you liking the stream helps them find this stream. So please consider doing that as well. Oh, thank you, Jalad. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, Christine B, considering what you've been through lately, that I understand. A little bit desensitized, right? After all that crazy severe weather that went through your area. Oh no, that's not radar above my head. That's satellite. But yeah, that convection that you can see on the satellite above my head, yeah, definitely, probably the coolest and coolest cloud tops and strongest storm there is definitely in Tennessee. I hope so, Blondie. I can't wait to get to that 10K subscriber mark. We're so close to getting to 10K subscribers. I'm going to be lighting fireworks. All right. Let's go back into the coverage here. We'll keep this up. But I do want to kind of go over these storms just to make sure we're not getting any increase. Yeah, that little bit of area of rotation just to the east of Edwardsville has died down. This is mainly just a damaging wind threat of 70 miles per hour still. Again, next in line is Marine, Alhambra, and Grant Fork. We also have another severe thunderstorm warning over here going north near Hardin, near Campsville. If you live in Campsville, you need to be indoors and away from windows. All right, let's see what we got over here near Perryville. 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards Perryville. That is in Missouri. So watch out, be indoors and away from windows on that. Chester needs to be indoors and away from windows. And Redbud, you got 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards you as well. The storm that we're watching down here, just to the north of Poplar Bluff and Dexter there in Missouri. There's the cam. That's what you're looking at right here. And it's still got 60-mile-per-hour winds on it. Still not seeing any concerning rotation with it, but man, is that a beautiful storm. Wow. That's probably one of the best cam views we've had at a storm in a really long time without a storm chaser. So that's nice. Also, Vince apparently might be trying to make it out there today, or he might skip it. I haven't really heard any real updates from him on that just yet. Still got these storms here in Alabama with 70-mile-per-hour winds and 1.5-inch hail still making its way to Moulton. Moulton, I still want you indoors and away from windows. North of Birmingham, still have this storm with 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Overbrook Estates and Trussville. Over here near Mark Westbrook, we still have the severe thunderstorm warning with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards you, so watch out. Another one over here in eastern Alabama near Piedmont. So that's really, I mean, none of these are like, extremely damaging or even that dangerous as long as you are indoors and away from windows. That's, my best. If you're outside, it can be very dangerous for you. But if you're inside, you should be good. Indoors, away from windows. Holy moly. Thank you. Wow, he's got a whole lot of new subscribers. Thank you, Sharon, Sarah, Austin, Franz, and Heavy Metal Redneck for subscribing. Everybody put the birthday cakes in the chat for those new subscribers. Getting closer and closer to that 10K mark. Don't think we'll do it. I don't think we'll get there today, but I do appreciate everybody that just hit that subscribe button. It does help out a lot. Over here in northern Georgia near Dalton, again, another 60-mile-per-hour wind, severe thunderstorm warning. Back over here in South Carolina, still have this little line of thunderstorms here. Main threat is those 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe some 1-inch hail in there. The hail's not really guaranteed on that one. Also, over here near Walhalla and Mountain Rest in South Carolina, still have those 60-mile-per-hour winds there. Just to the east of Greensboro, going towards Hillsboro and Durham. This is now in North Carolina, going towards Raleigh. So Raleigh, eventually you might have to watch out. And this now has 70-mile-per-hour winds. So, you know, if you live in Raleigh, Cary, Gardner, and Durham, you still have a little bit of time to charge those phones. But power outages. Whoa! Hold on. We got to refresh that cam. Let me take a break here. Look at that. Are we getting a dust storm? What is that? A dust storm in Missouri? How? Have y'all been getting a lot of rain or not? Looks like you guys haven't really been getting a lot of rain recently. Look at that. Big old dust. Another little area of dust. What is going on? No, it's not a hail core. It's definitely dust. Is that a fire? That looks black over there. That could be a fire over there. Maybe the fire is happening? I don't know. It kind of looks like ground circulation a little bit, but it also looks like a fire. What is going on over here? Dust devil? Maybe. Maybe like a little land spout thing going on over there? I don't know. Hard to tell. But yeah, definitely a lot of dust blowing here, so watch out. Potentially could get some low visibility, which was not going to be good for driving at all. Where is this? This is in Missouri, Advance, Missouri there. Big gust front coming through here with 60-mile-per-hour winds, picking up a lot of dust underneath this storm. And you can see those winds are really picking up on this cam as it starts to shake. Gust-nado? Possible. I think that one off to the left looked pretty suspicious, but I couldn't tell if that was like a fire or just dust lifting up. It looked darker than the other dust, but that could have also been its angle to the light there. But yeah, look at all that dust. It's about to make it to the cam. Yeah, visibility is dropping with it. We got a little mini dust storm, believe it or not, in Missouri, where you really don't expect a dust storm. What a rare look here on rare front. Look at the corn. Oh my gosh, the corn. Wow. Oh no, hopefully their crops end up being okay. That could destroy some of those crops, unfortunately. But it is giving us a really good look at what these winds can do. Look at that. It's like waves. It's like we're looking at a lake. Oh, there goes the visibility. All that dust. I don't know. This seems like a pretty strong storm. Also over here, you can see this little pole is shaking quite a bit there as well. That is interesting. It'd be stronger than 60 miles per hour. I don't know. Does anybody know how to convert corn movement to miles per hour? No tornado. I don't think it was a tornado, no. But there was definitely a little ground circulation over here, but that could have been just dust blowing up, but it didn't really move like the other dust, so could have been like maybe a little gust-nado. But yeah, this is a dust storm here in Advanced, Missouri. That is 100% little dust storm here. And there goes the cam. The cam can only last for so long, unfortunately. But wow, what a strong storm. What a... and it's only 60-mile-per-hour winds. So that was over here near Advanced. So Advanced, watch out. Potentially got a dust storm coming your way, as we just saw. Let me try. Yeah, that cam is out. Wow. But yeah, we get views like that all the time on this channel. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It does help you find this channel again. We also have Storm Chasers. I think Storm Chaser or Storm Runner Media is in here. yeah, they help us with chasing. And also Vince. But Vince is not out today. Vince Welty. He's not out today, though, unfortunately. But yeah. Will I be live tomorrow? It's possible. If we get another 5% and my voice doesn't crap out, I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping it's back to normal. And if I can keep my voice down a little bit, which is what I'm doing, I'm just closer to the mic today. But I'm keeping my voice down. So hopefully that I've been having problems with my voice lately, though, because we've been streaming a lot. There's been a lot of severe weather. I mean, you can only imagine covering all these severe thunderstorm warnings does get tired or does mess up your voice. I'm not even that tired, which is the thing. I don't get tired after streams or like the next day. It's mainly just the voice that's can hold me back sometimes. But yeah, we're still watching for that tornado potential out here. I'm gonna try to find another cam. Let's see what this one's got a view on. Oh, wow. Check this out. Is that a wall? What is that? It's like a little mini supercell with a little lowering there. What the heck is that? Can't be a wall cloud. That's a little tiny storm. There. That's this storm. Oh, there's a little tiny bit of rotation in there. But that's way high up into the atmosphere. Hold on. Let's try to find... Man, it sucks that these storms are in a radar hole, let me tell you. That's a little bit. I mean, I guess maybe we can pronounce that a wall cloud because the storm is rotating very, very slowly. It's definitely a lowering. You can see that rain is off to the right, and that is definitely a mesocyclone there to the left of the rain. Yeah, very interesting there. These are these new storms popping up here in Missouri. Wow, this is a great view. Keep getting great views with these cameras. Radar holes are essentially areas that are really far away from the storm. And so when you're looking at them, you're looking at it like 5,000 to 10,000 feet up in the storm, which is no help when you're trying to figure out what's going on the ground. Yeah, very hard to figure out what's going on the ground with that kind of situation. But yeah, look at that, a little potential wall cloud underneath this little tiny storm here. Very interesting. That was not what I was expecting when I clicked on this. Wait, let's keep that cam up while I'm going over the storms. And let me just check these other cams to see if they're seeing the same thing. Yeah. There it is over there. This one's all messed up. This one's too far. This is the best one. So we're going to keep this cam up here. While we go look at the storms. Just trying to make sure this is live. I can't tell. Oh yeah, there's a bird. Thank you, bird. All right, let's go check. Let's go do an update on these stronger storms here. Okay, so they did downgrade the severe thunderstorm. So it was 70 miles per hour, but now it is 60 miles per hour, and that is moving towards Greenville, Illinois. So I don't think we have. Do we have any more 70 mile per hour severe thunderstorm warnings? Holy moly, another big wave of subscribers. Let me thank you all. Thank you, Noah, Jonathan, Voken Noed, RMS Titanic, Tim S., Chelsea Archer, and Glitterstorm for subscribing. I do appreciate it. We're on the way to 10K, so every subscriber is helping us get to that goal. So thank you so much. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for all those new subscribers. Can I look at Louisville? Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. So Louisville's over here. So eventually, you are going to be in the path of these storms. Oh, just got a new tornado warning. That's on the storm that we're watching. What? We have a view of a tornado warned storm. Look at that. All right, here we go. Greenville, Ford, Budapest, and Patterson Ford, and Beaver Dam. I need to be in your safe spot. Again, this storm has a history of having a wall cloud. So that was definitely a wall cloud that we were looking at there. And they have now tornado warned. So the the camera, again, was showing us more accurately what was going on than the radar itself. So there you go. Wall cloud on the storm. This is tornado warned. Again, this is in southern Missouri here. And right here, where this camera is looking at, you see, I just clicked on the camera. That is the wall cloud that we're going to watch out for that tornado to drop there. That's definitely a mesocyclone, and it is definitely got some rotation there, according to this camera. So we're watching that like a hawk. We're definitely going to keep this here as we... Okay, there's a bird moving. Birds are really helping me understand if this thing is live or not. But yeah, so again, if you live in Greenville, Ford, Beaver Dam, you need to be going to your safe spots. What is a safe spot? Safe spot is the lowest, most interior room of your house with as many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible. A tornado shelter or a basement that is underground. Also, if you live in an RV, trailer home, or a like a mobile home, you need to be evacuating immediately and seeking sturdier shelter, please. We've already seen a wall cloud on camera here with this storm, so please take it seriously. It's rotating and could drop a tornado at any time. Unfortunately, with radar, we're in a radar hole, so it's going to be really hard to tell what's going on with this storm. But thankfully, because of Radar's Omega partnership with Cyclone Port, we do have a view of this storm. So let's look at it here. Again, this is in Missouri. Yeah, definitely some things going on back there. Yeah, this is on Radar Omega. It's okay. We don't need radar to see if this drops a tornado. We've got this camera. So obviously we're going to be coming in and out of this camera view to continue to warn the new people that come into this chat about this rotating tornado warned storm. But yeah, we're looking at the tornado warned storm right here, believe it or not. Festus, Missouri, sure. We can check on Festus. Again, look right there, right above my arrow there. That is where the tornado would form if it does at all. We're still watching. It's still a wall cloud on that storm, so I still want everybody in their safe spots. But let's go check out, what is it? Festus, Missouri. Festus is just getting some rain, potentially some lingering thunder there. Yeah, first tornado warning of the day. Let me change this to here so everybody can see what they have to do in a tornado warning. Yeah, let's see if we can see that rotation. Yeah, on this radar, there's that rotation right there. Let me see if this is the right one. Okay, it's not the right one. So this one's probably better here, I think. Yeah, this is definitely the closest radar. This is the best view. Again, oh, look, they're zooming into the storm for us. How nice. Oh, yeah, you definitely could tell the guy that's operating this camera knows weather. Oh, wow. How nice of them. Zooming right where we need to be looking. So look at that. That's the wall cloud right there. I'm just trying to make sure this is live. How do I do it again? Is it live? Yes. Okay. Oh, wow. Another wave of subscribers. Thank you, Ron, Tara, Kim, Michael, and Katchen for subscribing. But right there, near Greenville Ford and Patterson Ford, there's where that rotation is. You can see it clear as day on this camera to the left, and that is moving to the north and east. Again, if you want to see this for yourself, open up that Radar Omega app. You can find the Radar Omega on the App Store if you want to go view this by yourself. But we got it right here. Still not seeing a tornado on it, but still does appear to be a wall cloud there. So again, Patterson Ford, Greenville Ford, Budapest, and Beaver Dam needs to be in their safe spot. This thing could definitely try to produce a tornado here. So yeah, that's the latest on the tornado warned storm. Let's to get a big view of it and watch it. This is crazy. There it is, the wall cloud. And a bird. Fort Wayne. Yeah, Fort Wayne is... We're not expecting tornadoes there for Fort Wayne. Mainly just damaging winds and hail is possible there. Yeah, still not seeing any funnels just yet. Again, right here... What was that? Can y'all see my cursor? Let me just make sure y'all can see my cursor. So right here is where we're watching for a funnel or a tornado to form with this storm. That is not a tornado right there. That is just scud rising up into the updraft. So this is the updraft of the storm. Got some moisture working its way in there, but you can definitely tell this thing is rotating. And it has some decent rotation with it. So again, you know, if you live... Oops. If you live in any of these areas, you're going to want to be in your safe spots. Again, people that are in the path of this rotating supercell is Greenville Ford, Patterson Ford, Budapest, and Beaver Dam, Missouri. Again, we are here down near the boot hill of Missouri with this storm, which is interesting because this is what the models indicated yesterday was where this rotate or where the lower level shear would pick up during the day. So the fact that we have convection in here, we're gonna have to watch really every single one of these storms for a tornado potential here. Oh no, I guess we just have to close out of it, because if I go full screen, I think it cuts off the supercell. There we go. Again, this is that tornado warned storm right there. How is closer to southern Indiana looking? Yeah, I think you guys are in the 2% there in the in southern Indiana, but it's not like, you know, it's not the main threat of the day, but there's definitely some severe thunderstorms that could be possible there. So definitely want you to be weather aware if you live in southern Indiana. Yeah, it looks like that wall cloud, for the most part, has dissipated here. The storm could be cycling or becoming a little bit more outflow dominant at this point. Still haven't seen a funnel just yet. Does still seem like it is rotating. Will Louisville have a tornado? It's a low chance for Louisville. Like almost zero. Hello, Extra. Recently discovered your channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll go over all the other severe thunderstorm warnings after. Yeah, does seem like that wall cloud is almost completely gone now. So the tornado threat is minimizing for a little bit right now. There's still some rotation, as you could definitely tell on the camera. I'm still struggling to figure out, because like if you click on this, it'll stop being live, and so yeah, okay, it's live. All right, but yeah, still a little bit of rotation there. That is now near Budapest, Missouri. Again, I still want Budapest and Beaver Dam, Missouri to be in their safe spots. But yeah, we'll go check up on all these other severe thunderstorm warnings. We got a lot of them at whenever this tornado warning expires here. Oh wow, now we're getting a nice little zoomed out view. So let me go over this with you guys. Let me tell you what I'm looking at when I look at a supercell in order to determine, you know, whether or not it's rotating. So you see, this is that rain. So this is what you're seeing on radar. When you look at the storm, that's the rain. And then that rain you can see is wrapping around this little area right here. This is what we call a mothership or a mesocyclone. And that is obviously rotating there. Not super tight. Don't have a wall cloud anymore with it. But yeah, you can see that rain is wrapping around. This little cloud here is rotating, and then when you get that lowering underneath the mothership or meso of the storm, you're looking for, that's when you're really worried about, a tornado dropping. But right now, not seeing a wall cloud, really any lowering under it at all. Not really seeing a funnel with this storm either. So still monitoring it again. Now, this is the tornado warned storm here in Missouri. Got a great view of it. Okay, looks like they are going to extend this as a severe thunderstorm warning for Milltown, Beaver Dam, Keeners, and Wilby. So they are going to keep the tornado possible tag, which I think is responsible. Definitely a good move there. Just given the fact that this thing does have some pretty decent rotation. Let me see if we can get another view on these storms with this thing. No. Okay. But yeah, that is the latest on the tornado warning. They're probably going to let this one expire, but we're going to keep monitoring it just in case things change. Yeah, we were covering that, Helena, and it was definitely a dangerous day out there for a lot of people in Illinois a couple days ago. Yeah, the tornado in Canada was pretty frightening. And in fact, if you want to see the tornado that dropped in Canada, it's in the pinned comments. So the little blue bar at the top of the chat, click that link, and you'll be able to see that that pretty large tornado that happened in Canada, of all places. My favorite mobile weather app is definitely Radar Omega. Thank you, Upward Dragon and Gale, Lagucher. Probably absolutely butchering that name, but thank you for subscribing. Hello, Upward Dragon. Was that tornado in Canada today? Yes, that was in Alberta, Canada. Radar scope is all right, especially when you're in lower data areas, but it's not that great for really anything else other than radar coverage. I don't know why this is up, and I don't know how to hide it. So just give me a second. Let me restart my app. It'll take literally 2 seconds. Here we go. Get this back up. Nice, we got another great zoomed view here. Still not seeing a new wall cloud develop with this storm. And it's so calm out in front of the storm. It's hard to tell. There we go. But yeah, there's that storm now. It is now exiting out of the tornado warned area. So doesn't look like they're going to be extending this tornado warning. But there is still a tornado possible tag on this. So if you live in Milltown, Kerners, or Keeners, you still want to be indoors and away from windows. Don't need to be in your safe spots just yet, but have a plan in place to get to them quickly if it does happen. How's the Jeffco severe thunderstorm looking? Where is that? What state is that in, Finn? And now we have two crows fighting. All right. So we got... we'll check all the other severe thunderstorm warnings here in about a minute, since they're going to allow this one to expire. Jefferson County, Missouri. Yeah, Jefferson County, Missouri is still good. You guys are good for the rest of the day. You guys are just to the south of St. Louis. A lot of rain, cooled air. Not really expecting any more storms to fire on the backside of that. Jeffco. Ah, gotcha. All right, almost to 4:40, where we're going to be doing an update on everybody's storm. Yeah, still not seeing any new wall clouds with this rotating meso. So still only good news there. Rain, cooled air, yeah. Rain cooled air is, by the way, guys, we have 800 people in here and only around 200 likes. If you all hit that like button, it will help us reach more people in the path of this storm. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. So it's the best way that you can help us reach people for free. Okay, there we go. 440. So let's go over all the severe thunderstorms. All right, so we got this one here in Illinois, heading off to the north with 1.56 or 1.75 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, heading towards Pearl and Hillview. Next, coming back down to here, just to the east of St. Louis. Still not seeing any rotation, dangerous rotation with these storms yet. So it looks like that tornado threat might be something that might die down here in a little bit. Lots of rain-cooled air out here entering into these storms, but we're still monitoring it. 60-mile-per-hour winds are still possible for Greenville, Mulberry Grove, and Pleasant Mound. And then further down to the south near Irvington, Centralia, Central City, I've got some 60-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. Also, near Mount Vernon, you got a line of storms coming. 60-mile-per-hour winds also coming your way. Let me thank these subscribers really quick. Thank you, Scott, Kathy, Neil, Karen, and Lindsay for subscribing. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's heading towards Pinckneyville, DeQuoin, and Cesar. There. Oh, got a new tornado warning. New tornado warning here just to the east of Benton. Oh yeah, a little bit of rotation there. So right there just to the east of Benton. Not super strong or concerning just yet. Radar indicated right now. But that could definitely wrap up pretty quickly. This is kind of where we were expecting the tornado threat to be. So it looks like these little discrete cells out in front of this storm don't have any rain-cooled air to really mess it up. So Thompsonsville, Long Branch, Braden, and Burleton, or Broughton, sorry, needs to be in their safe spots. Again, a safe spot is the lowest, most interior room of your house with as many walls in between you and the outside as physically possible. A tornado shelter or a basement that is underground. Also, if you live in an RV trailer or mobile home, you need to be evacuating immediately and seeking sturdier shelters. But yeah, you can see that we definitely have another tornado warning here again. Oh, and that latest scan is kind of tightening up a little bit. Not super strong just yet, but definitely indicating that this rotation is intensifying near Thompsonville. So again, Thompsonville, definitely need to be running to your safe spots. You don't really have much time. Let's continue to brush over these while we wait for the latest scan up there. We have another storm here near Campbell, Malden, and Clarkton. Do we got a view on this? Kind of. It's a little hazy. That is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Also, just to the north of Jackson, Tennessee, we have another storm here. Got a little bit of a view of it. There it is, kind of off to the left of the screen there. That is heading towards Humboldt and Medina. Make sure you are indoors and away from windows. Again, that's 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind south of Florence. We have another area of stronger storms here with 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Phil Campbell and Russellville. Also got a big old glob of rain here moving down to the south through Pell City. And then next in line is going to be Howells Cove. Again, that's mainly just 60-mile-per-hour winds. Not a big hail threat today. Also, got this storm with 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, moving down to the south and east towards Yorkville. And then another one over here just to the south and east of Atlanta with 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. And they need to move that camera. And then over here in South Carolina, south and east of Greenville, we have another one with 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. Not really many more cities in the path other than Moonville and Conestee with that one. Then over here in North Carolina, we have another one with 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail heading towards Sherrills Ford, Troutman, Terrell, and Killing Crossings. And another one over here south and west of Raleigh. Might move through just kind of the western outskirts of Raleigh. That's mainly just a damaging wind threat, though, with 60-mile-per-hour winds. Wow. That is a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings to go over. All right. Latest scan. Still don't have the latest scan on this tornado warning, so we're going to have to wait for that. All right, I'm looking at chat. We just get a new tornado warning? No. We just have this tornado warning. Yeah. What does the weather look like for Sevierville, Tennessee? I don't know. How long will I be live? Until the tornado threat goes down. Okay, thank you, Shooter. Okay, there's that latest scan. Still showing some rotation, but it's not particularly strong rotation at this very moment. But, you know, everything still is in place. Again, this tornado warning is in South Illinois, and that's for Thompsonville, Aiken, Braden, Long Branch, and Broughton. That is just to the south and east of Mount Vernon. Yeah, it looks like this cam lost the view there. So let's go find another cam. I want to check this one. This one in Jackson should eventually have some sort of view. It does not. What about this one? Yeah, this one might eventually have a decent view. It's a little bit hazy. What about this one? Just want to find a new cam for us to watch. Okay, so there's the little circulation there. Yeah, you can tell definitely losing its muster there, but that was that wall cloud and that mesocyclone. It's still spinning. We'll keep this storm up for a little bit longer. Or is that a new one? No, yeah, this is the same one. It's still spinning there. All right, do we have the newest scan? Do not just yet. For extreme north Arkansas, there is a threat for some storms, mainly in the northeastern portion, but not seeing too much else other than just to the north and Mountain Home as well. But none of them are severe right now, so potential, especially with these ones, maybe for some small hail, damaging winds, but not seeing anything too significant there just yet. How are you a member? Believe it or not, somebody came in and supported our channel yesterday with 50 gifted memberships. It was a huge help out to the channel and to the people and to the viewers, because a lot of people got gifted those subscribers. I mean the membership. Just gotta make sure this is live again. Okay, this is live now. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, latest scan here. Still, let me make sure this is the right radar. It is. Still seeing some rotation here. Also noticing a little area starting to pick up here south of Macedonia. Again, when you get these greens close to the reds, that indicates some rotation, but the red values are very faded, and the greens really aren't particularly strong either. So I'm still not too concerned that this thing's about to drop a tornado at this moment, but we're still monitoring it, and these storms definitely can spin up pretty quickly. So I still want Braden, Long Branch, and Broughton, Missouri to be, or not Missouri, Illinois to be in their safe spots. Some interesting storms over here. Gotta watch these prefrontal storms, but so far none of them are really producing any increased areas of rotation. There's a little bit here, actually, near 161. Got a little bit of rotation in there as well, but check on these storms near Cape Girardeau. Nothing. These ones, yeah, not really seeing any other areas of dangerous rotation just yet. Thank you, Terrence B, for subscribing. I appreciate it. And if you're just now tuning in, we got a tornado warning here in southern Illinois. If you live north of Harrisburg, in Braden, Long Branch, and Broughton, you need to be in your safe spots. Yeah, that was no words, just vibes, TLCS. Yeah, it's probably Illinois because this is the only tornado warning right now. Like they're moving the cam. What are we going to be looking at now? And that's another thunderstorm over there as well. Maybe we'll get a good view of that here shortly. All right, do we have the latest scan? We do. All right, this rotation south of Aachen is still there, but still not super strong. But this one is strengthening a little bit. Just to the north and west of Braden. Right there. Not seeing a debris ball just yet, but out of the two, that one's probably the most concerning rotation now. So they might eventually warn this one as well here shortly. But we'll keep an eye on it. Again, everybody still needs to be in their safe spots with this tornado warning. Do want to kind of look around here, see if we can get a nice view of some storm, maybe. Whoa, that's pretty cool. That's a nice little view. What about this one? Is this one getting a good view yet? Potentially seeing some hail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's hail. Let me just double check that this one is warned for hail. Yeah, potentially 1-inch hail falling here near just to the north of Jackson, Tennessee. Check that out. Oh yeah, that is definitely hail. That is not just rain there. There is some hail definitely mixed in with this storm. Very interesting. See what these ones look like. Okay, so that one still doesn't have a good view. That one doesn't have a good view. I think this one has the best view of the storm here. I think. I don't know which way it's looking, though. We'll keep this over here, though. That's a pretty cool view. All right, let's go back and give the latest update on this tornado warning here. Okay, still don't have the latest scan. All right, thank you. Right on, Josephine, for that. Carmi, I remember seeing that earlier. Let me check. Carmi, Illinois. Yeah, it appears Carmi will eventually be in the path of this supercell. Whether or not it's still going to be tornado warning or tornado warned there is really just up to what this storm is going to do. The kinematic should be there for it to continue to rotate, but will it have tight rotation or not? We'll have to see. But definitely be weather aware as this storm is eventually going to be making its way towards you. All right, let's see how fast it's going. Moving at 40 miles per hour. And it is... So yeah, it's going to be there within the hour. Probably within about 45 minutes. Thank you, Shannon, for subscribing. I appreciate it. What's the worst outbreak I've covered? I covered that one in April that ended up being the third biggest outbreak that we've ever had in America. That was the biggest one. I think we had like 15 tornado warnings at once. Y'all should have seen it. I was going like, okay, this storm has rotation. It's still going towards these areas. And I'd come over here and I'd be like, this one has, it was like, I was like a radar like fiend. It was rough because it's hard to cover all those storms at once. But we did a pretty good job, I think. Oh, that was March? Oh, yeah, that was March. Okay. Not April. Yeah, latest scan here. Yeah, still a little bit of rotation there on the northern part, but both of these rotations are looking kind of weak at this point, so that's good news. Does seem like there's a lot of rain-cooled air working into this storm. There's that rain wrapping around that small area of rotation. Got that rain-cooled air coming up into the storm, and that rotation is right in this area, so hopefully that cuts off this storm, and then, oh, he's got a new tornado warning here. Near Nashville. That's Illinois. Okay, that was not live. Sorry about that. Yeah, so a little bit of area of rotation there popping up right here near Posen, Illinois, just to the south of Nashville, Illinois. If you live in Posen, Boku, Ashley, Hewley, and Irvington, you need to be in your safe spots. Hey, no words, just vibes. I gifted another 10 memberships, guys. If you get a membership from No Words, Just Vibes, make sure that you are saying thank you to him. He just spent money so that you guys could have a membership. So thank you very much. No Words, Just Vibes. Again, that's a huge donation. You're a huge supporter of this channel, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, birthday cakes in the chat for No Words. Yeah, still some rotation there south of Nashville, so we'll be monitoring it. I have a feeling they might let this tornado warning expire here, but we're going to keep monitoring it every scan, of course, just in case something changes. I still want, Braden, Olga, Walpole, Dale, and Nipper Corner. Sounds like that city was named after my dog, always nipping at my my ankles. Thank you, Alyssa, for the 99-cent donation. Thank you very much. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Alyssa. Hello, Pettis. I'm just waiting on that latest radar update. How's Owensboro looking? That's Kentucky, right? Somewhere over here, yeah. Owensboro is eventually going to get this line of thunderstorms, so definitely potential there for some damaging winds still. Yeah, it looks like this storm disintegrated. Look at that. A very interesting view here of what it looks like when a storm dies. So when you see those reds in the radar turn into like yellows and then greens, this is what it looks like. That cloud top just kind of floats away from the base, and then you see the rain clear out there. Don't get to see that too often. Everybody likes to see it when the storm is going, but sometimes. It also looks cool when a storm dies. So I'm going to go away from that camera. See if we got the latest scan yet with this storm. Yeah, we do. So there's that rotation now, just about to enter into Posen. It'll either go right over Posen or just to the north, but Posen, you are next in line. Again, this is Posen, Illinois. It needs to be in their safe spots. Again, Boku, Ashley, and Du Bois needs to be in their safe spots. Coming back over to here. Yeah, still not seeing that rotation pick back up. There's still a little bit here near Braden, but it's not concerning right now. So I still think they're going to allow this to expire unless we see anything change. Let me just double check here to make sure we're not getting tunnel vision. We're not. Rain smells good. Yes, rain does have a very distinct smell. Holy moly, no words. That's a lot. You're doing pretty well. Well, I thank you for... I don't feel as guilty now. Because I did kind of feel guilty last time. I was like, that's a lot of money. But that actually makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, thank you for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. You are a huge help. Poseidon, also, thank you for subscribing. Dave and Shannon as well. Thank you. Let's see if we got that latest scan. It appears we do, potentially. All right. Is that the latest scan? I guess it is, yeah. Still a little bit of rotation there heading towards Posen. Again, Posen, need to be in your safe spots. And then next in line could potentially be Ashley. If this thing does a little bit of a northerly turn, if it keeps on going in an easterly, kind of northeasterly trajectory, if you live in between Du Bois and Ashley, needs to be still in your safe spots. Everybody needs to be in their safe spots. But Nashville, you're fine. Plum Hill, you're fine. But Boku still wants you in there just in case this thing occludes to the north. Same with Ashley. But as of right now, that rotation is still kind of traveling. Well, yeah, it's still kind of going a little bit to the northeast. So yeah, watch out there, Ashley. Okay, so they did allow this tornado warning to expire and the severe thunderstorm warning to expire with that storm. Do want to look for a new cam here. while we have a little bit of time. Oh, yeah. So that was that storm we were watching evaporate there, I think. Or was that this one? Oh, no, that was down here. Let's see if we have a new view of this storm. Not really. Let's see. Any of these storms got views on them? Looks like we're going to be viewless here for a little bit. Sad. Yeah. It's all right. Don't always need the view of the storm, the radar coverage, especially when you have good radar here. The storm isn't in a radar hole just yet. So there's that rotation. As of the latest scan, just went unfortunately over Posen. Don't have any confirmation just yet that this is on the ground, but the boy and Ashley still want you in your safe spot. Let me just check Twitter here just in case I am not getting new updates here. No, I am not. Is it dying? Not really. I mean, kind of. I mean, technically speaking, it never really was strong rotation, but there is definitely some rotation in there. Kind of getting a little bit stronger. But this could also be a little bit of side lobe or hail contamination, making it appear stronger than what it is. Again, we're not in a radar hole per se, but we are pretty far away from a radar. So we're looking pretty high up into the storm. But there's still a little bit there near Posen. Still monitoring for reports. If they get any tornado reports, this will turn into a tornado observed instead of radar indicated. Not seeing that at this moment, but that doesn't mean necessarily that there's a tornado on the ground. A tornado could drop and nobody sees it, and then it doesn't get reported. So that's why, no matter what, just it would be the best strategy to still be in your safe spots there in Ashley and the boy. Evening. Welcome, Lindsay. Thank you for tuning in. All right, just double checking to make sure that we don't have any new tornado warnings. We don't. Once this tornado warning, if they allow this tornado warning to expire, we'll go over all the severe thunderstorm warnings again for you guys. You wonder if Nashville will get hit again? It's possible. I mean, there are some storms that are kind of got the right trajectory to impact Nashville. The main question is whether or not they stay strong long enough to reach the Nashville area. So I wouldn't rule it out. Still a possibility for stronger storms, but not expecting a tornado threat, just mainly damaging winds. Wow, from this radar, there's 0 rotation with this now. What about from this one? Yeah, this one is starting to show that rotation dying too. Just going to double check on all the radars. Yeah, I mean, there's still like very, very low rotation with this from that radar. So they've got kind of a consensus here from all the radars that the rotation is starting to die here. Almost becoming a non-concern. I still want Ashley and DeBoy to be in their safe spots just in case. But they might allow this to expire here shortly. But I like to monitor it for a couple more scans. Oh, wow. Oh, this is Weather Channel. Yeah, I have no idea, Finn. Sorry. We like to stay focused on the weather, not talk about like politics or anything. Can I explain a radar hole? Yes. Let me try to find a good one. So yeah, here's a good example. So you see these little gray dots here? Those are individual radars. And the closer a storm is to the radar, the lower you're looking into the storm. And so that's the information you're looking for a tornado. But if you have a storm in the center here, let me draw this. This is like a 2D view, but a side view. So here's the storm. When there's a radar over here, you're looking like into this portion of the storm. But when the storm is closer to the radar, you're looking closer to the ground, still not on the ground, but when you see that tight rotation, that could mean that there's a tornado. But if your radar's looking up here, that's not where the tornado is, so that's not very helpful. And that's why radar holes are so annoying. It's also very low resolution images as well. Yeah, latest scan here with this storm. Still not seeing any more confirmation with it. Again, if you live in Ashley and Du Bois, still need to be in your safe spots, but we're not seeing that rotation pick up. So you probably won't have to be there for much longer. Let me see if Vince has decided to maybe do something. Yeah, I think he's sitting today out. Does anybody have any updates with Vince? Has he said anything? I haven't had time to communicate with him. You know, latest scan on this storm. Yeah, still not getting that rotation back. Well, rotating a little bit, but not concerning. I just want to check these other storms just to make sure we're not missing any areas of rotation. Always like to try to give the earliest warning possible. No. Yeah. None of these storms will rotate over here. The ones in North Carolina, though, no, are not rotating either. All right. Well, that's good news. Mainly just this line of storms, I guess, and these prefrontal storms we have to watch. Is there a tornado warning? Yes. South of Centralia there in Illinois, there is a tornado warning, but as of this moment, the rotation is almost completely gone. So they're probably going to let that one expire unless something changes here drastically with the next scan or the next 2 to 3 scans. Centralia. Okay, thank you. Can I check for anything in Pennsylvania? Sure. Yeah, in terms of Pennsylvania, there are some storms. None of them are severe at this moment. But over there just to the north of Pittsburgh, got some storms, a lot of rain with potentially some lightning. Also over here, just to the east of Lafayette, there is some storms, maybe even with some small hail near Roulette and Liberty. And none of them are severe at this moment. So not expecting any major impacts with those. Again, if you're in this blue shaded area, you are in a severe thunderstorm watch right now. The main people that should be paying attention are the ones that live in this area of the severe thunderstorm watch. As most of the severe thunderstorm warnings and this severe thunderstorm watch are outside of the watch area right now. But in terms of people that are actually under the severe thunderstorm watch and still need to pay attention, there's anybody in this little area I've circled here. Because you're going to be next in line eventually for these storms. You only got rain today? Well, that's good news. Tornado Con 3 of tomorrow. Interesting. Well, let me check tomorrow's risk, see if they've upgraded that to a 5%. Because if they have, yeah, there's actually no tornado risk for tomorrow. So that Tornado Con 3, I think, or I'm pretty sure was for today. Thank you, the Zone XP, or the Zone XP for subscribing. I appreciate it. You're sitting in darkness. It makes no sense. What are you talking about, Tara? I checked the latest scan here on this tornado warning. Maybe a little area of rotation popping up there, but again, not concerning. Yeah, it looks like they're going to extend this as a 70-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning. So, yeah, you know what? A little bit of rotation popping up there near Ashley. Not super concerning just yet. Thank you. No words, just vibes for another $5 donation. Thank you so much. Again, this is a crowd-funded channel. We do this full-time, so your donations really do go a long way in keeping the channel funded. So thank you. No words, just vibes for that donation. Evansville, Indiana. So yeah, you guys are eventually going to be in the path of these storms. Again, we got this little boundary here that's causing potential severe thunderstorms all along the path. We do have one on the south here going towards Henderson. Hey, thank you, Marilyn, for the $19.99 donation. But yeah, going towards Henderson, and these ones are kind of going in this path, so it's going to be either very close or you're going to get hit by a severe thunderstorm warning. So you definitely want to be weather aware there in Evansville. But yes, yeah, that was my mom that just donated. But thank you, Mama Fry, as people in chat call you, for the $19.99 donation. It does go a long way in helping fund the channel. Thank you. Charleston, Illinois. Let me see. Charleston. Where's Charleston again? That one rings a bell, but Charleston, Illinois. Yeah, you're north of most of this stuff, so most of that severe weather is down to your south, but there is, still some pretty strong storms coming your way. I mean, some potential for some pea-sized hail are in this line heading up towards you. So, definitely want to have a plan in place to be indoors when those come through. And there's a possibility still that these could be severe, but in terms of like tornado potential, not seeing too much of that coming your way. Let's check the latest scan here. Yeah, still don't have the latest scan. Okay. I forgot how to pronounce this, but yes, over here you do have a storm coming your way. There's actually, kind of outflow dominant at this point, so that's good. That's going to be going through Mount Carmel, and then eventually should make its way up to Can y'all remind me how to say this city, please? I had it earlier. Oh my god. Thank you. No words, just vibes for another $5 donation. He's trying to get y'all to hit that like button. So everybody hit that like button so he stops donating. But yeah, thank you again for that. Everybody put birthday cakes. Vincent's. Okay. So Vincent's, yes, coming up towards Vincent's there. Hello, Marine Operator. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. How you doing? Holy moly, we're getting a bunch of donations today. Wow. Thank you, Tony Crump. Oops, wrong screen. Thank you, Tony Crump. Let me get this for the $20 donation. Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. Absolutely. We'll go check that out for you. But yeah, everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Tony Crump. Thank you so much. Holy moly. We might break the record for the most donations on this stream today. We're getting pretty darn close. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for that. You guys are being a huge help out to the channel today, and I do appreciate it. I really do. I'm trying to stay focused, so I don't mean to gloss over it so quickly. It is a significant help, and I do appreciate it. So let's see here. What was that again? I think it was Lebanon Junction. Okay. Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. So yeah, you are in the severe thunderstorm watch, and eventually these storms are going to make it to you. So it's going to be kind of hit or miss. But the areas that are indicating some of the higher chances for that severe weather to eventually make it to you, they're still going strong at the moment. So definitely need to be weather aware later on today as these storms come through. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it looks like this storm has officially moved almost, well, not officially. There's still a little bit of rotation there just to the north of Ashley still. But in terms of the reflectivity, it's indicating that it has moved out. Okay, so there we go. They allowed that tornado warning to expire. So let's go over everybody's severe thunderstorm warning. So up here, near Centralia, Hubbard Woods, Kell, Bannister, Luca, and Hickory Hill. You're next in line there for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Mount Vernon. Looks like you got 70-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. Cesar, Benton, Spring Garden, Blueford, and Wayne City. watch out, 70-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. That could cause power outages, so make sure your devices are charged, and just in case you do need them when that comes through, because the power could be out for a little bit. So hopefully that is not the case, and you avoid all that. But Carmi, Mill Shoals, you are now in the path of 60-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. Also monitoring this storm near Abalon. It's kind of got that look to it, but I'm not seeing any rotation with it just yet. Also over here near, just to the east of Jonesboro, Vienna. You need to be indoors and away from windows there. Got some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Hail could be in there. Some smaller hail is possible with that storm. Over here, the Boot Hill of Missouri for Malden. A 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards you now. Also have another storm to the south of that. Moving off to the east, northeast, heading towards Conran and Marston. Again, that is 1.25-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind. So a little bit bigger hail with that one compared to some of the other storms. But so definitely be indoors and away from windows there. Over here in southern Missouri near West Plains, got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Fruitville, Globe, Pocahontas Crossings, and Fanchon. So please continue to be indoors and away from windows with that. But it does seem like those storms are moving outside of Mountain Home finally for you guys there. Also, Marshall, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. Back down here north of Jackson, Tennessee, we have 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail heading towards Lavinia. Looks like we only got one severe thunderstorm warned storm right now in Alabama. That just went through Oxford. Next in line is going to be Needmore and Hayes Crossings. No severe thunderstorm warnings anymore in Georgia. Still have this one south of Greenville with 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's mainly going to be for Anderson, but those gustier winds are probably going to affect Benton, or Belton, Princeton, and Hickory Tavern next. There. We also got another severe thunderstorm warning over here in North Carolina for that 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Mooresville. So watch out. Could eventually make it down to Charlotte, but it's kind of looking like a little weak storm right now. So we'll have to see if it can last long enough to make it to Charlotte. Also, we have 60-mile-per-hour winds for the storm moving down to the south towards Dunn. So it looks like it just scraped eastern Raleigh there. And now it's going down towards Dunn. So watch out for there. And that is it. Oh, never mind. We do actually have a pretty strong severe thunderstorm here with 70-mile-per-hour winds, 1.7 or 1.25-inch hail. That is $half size heading towards Wink, Texas. Also for parts of southern what is that? New Mexico, for Andrews Place and Bennett. Also, we got another severe thunderstorm here just to the south of Leslie and Brownwood, and that is heading up towards Richland Springs. It is 0.75-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming towards you guys next. What else do we got? We got anything in this marginal risk yet? Not really. All right, so that, I think, is everything. Okay. Why it keeps editing what I'm trying to type for its name. Oh, Gherkin. Yeah, that's probably the autocorrect. I hate autocorrect. Tree on house in Dongolia, Illinois. All right, thank you for that update. Let me zoom this out a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. How is Champaign, Illinois? Where's Champaign? I think it's on this side, right? Let me check. Champagne. Champagne. Why is that not coming up? Oh, I forgot to put the M. Champagne. All right. So Champaign. Looks like you guys are north of the main area of severe weather. And yeah, it looks like it might just go to the south of you. There is some rain and potentially a couple strikes of thunder. Might make it to you. That is to be determined. Is St. Louis good? Yeah, St. Louis is good for the rest of the night. Had it rough a little bit earlier, but now you guys are good. Columbus, Indiana. Where's Columbus? Yes, over here. Yes, eventually you will be in the path of these storms. Definitely cannot rule out, you know, some gustier winds. This thing kind of looks like it's got a little bit of that MCS look. A little bit of that MCS look. 70-mile-per-hour winds with it too. You can see that rain-cooled air is wrapping around. It looks like a weak, a weaker MCS, but could potentially try to strengthen here. So we're really gonna have to monitor for that damaging wind threat right along this line here. Hopefully that doesn't turn into like a derecho type storm again. I think we could go without another derecho in this area. Let's see here. Got a lot of people asking questions. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't. Yeah. South of Springfield. Yeah, south of Springfield's gonna be fine. There is some storms coming your way there, but it's not super strong. Maybe some lightning in there, mainly just rain. Yeah, Ohio, the whole state of Ohio. So if you live in Ohio, now's the time to pay attention. Small threat of severe weather. The biggest threat is going to be in the Cincinnati area. Anywhere up to the north and east is going to be hit or miss, and that's going to be overnight hours. So I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Not really expecting anything too crazy up there for you guys. Check on some of these storms. They got interesting looks out here. Yeah, still no rotation. Oh, a little area of rotation over here near Rark. Rark. What about over here? This one's got an interesting look. Oh, yeah. This is a little bit concerning here. Kind of got a hook shape here, and we got that rain wrapping around just like that. This is near Oblong, Illinois. That tightens up at all, which it didn't. We just got the newest scan in, became a little bit weaker. But yeah, I have to watch these prefrontal storms a little bit more. I mean, you can definitely tell we're getting a lot of bean shapes out here with that inflow. Definitely a supercell here, south of West Salem, with maybe even some strengthening rotation there as well. So definitely gonna have to watch these prefrontal storms in this area as they seem to be kind of the only ones that are going to have the potential, tornado potential as of right now. And also still monitoring this line of storms. It seems like those the heaviest winds with this storm is about to head right into Mount Vernon. So watch out. Make sure you're indoors and away from windows. If there's 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts on any part of this storm, it is going to be this leading edge right here where you see these blue returns. So watch out. Power outages are possible. But yeah, these storms over here are catching my attention now. I think the tornado threat is picking up a little bit in that area. Yeah, it's because it's close to the radar. Help. Drink some water. Guys, I'm going to take a little break from answering direct questions. My voice is getting a little bit fatigued. Can I do a backflip? I actually used to be able to. Could be. Just depends on what these storms do. Oh, yeah. These are looking pretty concerning now. north of Robinson, especially on this reflectivity, we're definitely getting those hooks. I think this one's going to struggle here near Mount Carmel. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping, because there is a little bit of rain-cooled air around it. But this one up here, free and clear. I mean, there is no rain-cooled air that is going to enter this storm right now. This one's got my attention. Definitely can see that rain-cooled air wrapping around. Definitely some rotation there. But it is still not strong at this moment. But we're monitoring this isolated supercell up here near Robinson. About the latest scans here. Yeah, definitely some rotation forming here. Again, not strong, inconcerning just yet, but it's right in the right area. Get that rain-cooled air. The inflow of the storm is right there. You get that rain-cooled air wrapping around just like that north of Cowling. So yeah, things could... I do think that the tornado threat is ramping up for these supercells now. Pretty convinced. Thank you, Morgan and Tyler, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Alabama did have some pretty strong storms. Well, it's rotating there near Oblong, but it's not rotating strong enough yet to really concern me right now. It's not the threshold just yet, but it's definitely one of those storms that could start rotating pretty quickly. So we're definitely going to have to monitor it closely. One highway in Indiana had a large tree branch down, but it's being cleared. Okay. That's good. We need Twitter. Yeah, Twitter is gone. In terms of searching for news, Twitter has kneecapped my channel immensely, unfortunately. Because like Twitter's really good for finding news. A lot of people post like storm photos and stuff on Twitter, but since they're limiting access to that, it's unfortunately kneecapping our channel. Let's see here. Latoya, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Will these strengthen into Indiana? They are currently strengthening. These prefrontal cells are actually about to make it into Indiana. So what these storms end up doing is going to really, tell us what the tornado threat is going to do here in the next couple of hours. I mean, if these continue, if these try to, wrap up and become stronger with their rotations and become a tornado threat, that's going to move into Indiana pretty quickly. So yes, it is also possible that this line of storms here can continue with 60 to 70, maybe, can't rule out those 80-mile-per-hour winds with these storms in the future. So we're going to be monitoring that, but it should struggle as there is a lot of rain-cooled air out in front of it. So hopefully it sticks around that 70 mile-per-hour zone, or even goes lower than that. Hopefully it goes lower than that, but we don't want it to turn into another kind of derecho type storm, but we'll have to monitor it and see if that's going to happen. Yeah, latest scan with this storm north of Cowling, not seeing that rotation pick back up, but one thing that I am noting here is that we're pretty close to this radar site, so the view on this storm could get a little glitchy. Yeah, and over here near Stoy, still not seeing strong rotation yet. So it has the look on reflectivity, but we're still not seeing that transfer into the velocities just yet. Yeah, it looks like Mount Vernon just got hit by those strong winds next to Spring Garden, Benton, Bluford, and Wayne City. It's Vincent's, apparently. Mount Carmel needs to definitely be weather aware. If the storm has got the look, but so far the rotation hasn't shown, an increased rotation. So hopefully this ingests that rain-cooled air and just dies off. But if it doesn't and that rotation picks up, this is one of these storms that we're monitoring for tornado potential here. Yeah, every time I've tried to pronounce it, people have come into chat and said Vincent's. So I'm just going with that. All right, so we got that latest radar update. See the latest velocities just yet. We don't have the latest velocities. Vincent's is correct. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So everybody seems to be saying the same thing on that, so I think we can call it Vincent's. Almost near your area, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be too bad. Man. Pretty strong wind showing up here near Mill Shills. Our Mill Shoals and Springerton. Look at that. That's not too far away from the radar. They might need to upgrade this. That's a pretty strong gust of winds. About to move into Burnt Prairie. Wow. Albion is going to be next in line for that little gust front there. All right, latest on this storm near Mount Carmel. It does appear like that rain-cooled air is affecting the storm, or we're getting some weird radar returns because they're too close to the radar. But still not severe thunderstorm warned yet. Over here north of Robinson, yeah, not seeing that area of rotation pick up just yet. So I don't know. I'm still a little bit hopeful that although it looks pretty dangerous, on the reflectivity, the velocities still aren't showing that rotation. So I'm still a little bit hopeful. So let's continue to obviously monitor the storms, but hopefully it just doesn't continue to rotate. Brett and Zalinder, thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Liked and subscribed. Thank you. Only in the 707. Wait, aren't you Vince's mod? Right? Pretty sure. Yes. He's not going live today, right? Keenan. All right. Well, thank you for liking and subscribing. Not today. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just double checking. Haven't really been able to keep tabs with that. All right. Yeah, latest scans here near Mount Vernon. Looks like it's completely gone through Mount Vernon. Next in line is going to be Blueford and Wayne City. Again, this is 70-mile-per-hour winds, and those strongest winds are located right along this area right here. So Blueford, Wayne City, watch out. Continue to charge those phones, as power outages are pretty possible with a line of storms that strong. We're starting to see a little bit of rotation here. Again, super weak. We're still monitoring it quite closely, but so far nothing is convincing me. But unfortunately, you can kind of see that there might be like a building in front of this radar here that is making that is kind of blocking some of the radar views here. So we're kind of probably not get a too good of a velocity return out of this storm. So we're gonna keep monitoring it, but might be hard to tell what's exactly going on with it for a couple scans there. But this one is in a good area still. Not seeing any increased rotation with this just yet. So hopefully it stays like that. Maybe we might have some storm chasers out there. So hopefully if they do see anything that we can't tell on radar, they do report it in. That would be helpful. West Kentucky is getting avoided with this rain. Yeah. So far, kind of, yeah. Looks like it just skipped right over you, but you do have some stronger storms down near New Madrid, bound to enter into Hickman and Clinton. You're storm chasing in southern Indiana. All right. Let me know what you see. Thunder in Bedford, Indiana, but nothing showing on radar. Yeah. See, where's Bedford? It's like somewhere. Yeah, right there. Yeah, Bedford is over here south of Bloomington. You're hearing thunder in Bedford? Really? Huh. Yeah, there's nothing showing up on radar. You're right. That's interesting. Might not have been thunder. You had power out for 1 minute, but you just got Wi-Fi back on, so you're back again. All right, good. Well, I'm glad you went off the stream when your power went out. Save that phone battery. Lawrenceville, Illinois. Oops. Oh, I do. I identify the state every time I talk about a storm. You just gotta hang in there. But yeah, I mean, you can see the state. But yeah, I try to identify the storm every time. So, Lawrenceville, you do have a strong storm coming up towards you. Hey, thanks, Rob Ogletree, for the $5 donation. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Rob. Thank you so much. It does go a long way in helping out the channel. Thank you. But yeah, definitely a stronger storm heading up, but it's not severe. Not severe. Not seeing any rotation with it at this moment. It looks like they did a severe thunderstorm warn this one with 1 inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. This is heading up towards York. But still not seeing any dangerous rotation with it just yet. Thank you, The Groove, Fritz, and TTU Gator for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Cornelia, Georgia. Thank you, Sam, for being a member for 1 month. Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Sam as well. Let's see. I'm assuming you're over here. No. Cornelia. Oh, yes. You've got some strong storms around you, but none of them are severe. Wouldn't rule out the possibility, though, for some, thunder and lightning. You are kind of in a radar hole, though, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe some small hail in there can't be ruled out, but your main threat is going to be that rain and lightning. So I'd be indoors, but you could safely watch from a window if you would like. Yes, the rain is a-coming. Florence. Sure, we can look at Florence really quick. It looks like Florence is good for the rest of the day, most likely. Everything is to your south. All right, let's give an update on this 70 mile per hour wind severe thunderstorm warning. That's next in line is going to be Blueford, Wayne City. Again, that is those strongest winds. Not looking as strong as they were, but still potentially some 70 mile per hour winds in there. Also, to the north of that, we have 60 mile per hour winds about to head through Luca and Hickory Hill. Just to the north of Paducah. Potential for some 60 mile per hour winds for Harrisburg, Carrier Mills, and Eddyville, but it does seem like these storms are losing their intensity a little bit. Also have this severe thunderstorm warning here for 60 mile per hour winds heading towards Grayville and Albion. Oh, okay. Starting to see a little bit of an area of rotation here near Belmont. That's right where it would be if it could be a tornado threat. So, not super concerning just yet, but that is an indication of increased rotation where we haven't really been seeing it. So, definitely gonna have to watch this storm a little bit closer. Let's go check on this one. Yeah, rotation here still with this, but again, still very weak and non-concerning at this moment. But yeah, interesting that rotation is starting to pick up there. Oh, wow. We even have severe thunderstorm warnings back here in Kansas. Going towards Holland, Hope, and Harrington, 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible with that storm. Hey, thank you, Laria Dupree, for the $5 donation. Hello to you. How are you doing? Everybody put birthday cakes in the chat for Laria. Greenwood. Indiana, right? Yeah, you guys are still far away from the storm. I mean, here, let me help you out in the future. You live just to the south of Indianapolis, so if you ever want to know where you are in relation to the storms, all you got to do is look at Indianapolis. These little yellow boxes, they mean severe thunderstorm warnings, and they usually kind of point towards you. But yeah, so far, you aren't under any threat right now, like currently, like a storm to come in there soon. But you do have some stronger storms coming towards you. Hello, Cody. Welcome. Anything for Quincy, Illinois? You guys had some stronger storms come through earlier. Wait, you guys are over here, right? Quincy. Hannibal, Quincy. Yeah. You guys had some stronger storms earlier, but now you're good now. Everything's fine. Hello, Dana. Welcome. Anything for Campbell, Kentucky? Oh, where's Campbell? Campbellsville or Campbell? Or Clarksville? Okay, so that's got to be over here. Yeah, Clarksville, you do have a chance, but does seem like the severe thunderstorms down here on the southern end of the storm are very spotty. But there's still a small chance there for you there, so I would still be weather aware, but that's going to be going into the overnight hours there. All right, latest here, 70-mile-per-hour winds heading towards now Fairfield. I see that latest scan on this storm. Yeah. Latest scan, that little area of rotation immediately occluded and died there. Oh, interesting. Starting to see a little area potential rotation starting to get started with this cell here. Got that inflow, rain wrapping around, and a little area there of some increased winds. Not super concerning just yet, but that's kind of been the what's the word? It's kind of been the pattern today with these storms, which is we get these little area of rotation and then it dies. So far that pattern has not broken, but we're still monitoring it very closely because if one storm does break it, then that could be an indication that the kinematics might be improving for tornadic activity. Thank you, Luria. When will storms arrive to Bloomington? Well, you're going to have this threat for these prefrontals for a little bit, but those really shouldn't last too long. This one could, but this one's probably going to go north and east of you, or north and west of you. But this main line of storms, which is moving, let's see, we can get an approximate speed here. Yeah, moving at around 35 miles an hour. Spreading this out to Bloomington. That's about 4 hours out from Bloomington. So in between 4 or 5 hours, depending on if the speed of the storms continue at this pace. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider it. It's the best way. You know, if you've been sitting here and, you know, I've tried to answer everybody's questions as much as possible, but if I've been helpful to you at all, and if you ever want to come back to this channel, we do go live when there's a 5% for usually, like, we're changing it. We used to go live for every percent, but it's ruining my voice. And so we've upped it to higher populations, in order to save my voice. But once we get like more people, once we can afford another person to help out with nowcasting, then we'll go back to just covering every 5%. But I've got to keep my health in mind here. But yeah, we're usually live when there's a tornado risk. So, you know, if you want a weatherman that you can rely on, hit that subscribe button, and also consider hitting that like button. It does help us reach more people that are in the path of these storms. Let's go check in on these areas of rotation. Yeah, it looks like that one was very brief and is now gone. So that's good news there. Yeah, still not seeing anything too concerning yet. So it looks like, you know, these prefrontal storms are just not going to make it. Just not going to make it, which that is great news for everybody else. They did extend the severe thunderstorm warning now. For 70 miles per hour still. So McLeansboro, Mill Shoals, Fairfield, Sisney, Enterprise, and Mount Erie need to be in their safe spots. You get a future cast on that line of storms, wondering will it make it to West Virginia? It's very low chance. I think your threat has passed, but yeah, we can do a little future cast really quick for everybody. Why not? Yeah, we'll do the 20Z here. So yeah, these are expected to kind of fizzle out. Shouldn't really be a threat. Maybe some spotty thunderstorms of lightning are possible for West Virginia there. But for Ohio, you can see right around 11 p.m. near Cincinnati could have some severe thunderstorms there that make their way into Columbus before kind of breaking apart as they make their way into Pennsylvania there. Back over here with the main threat for all these storms, those prefrontal storms are going to continue to kind of fire, but deal with that outflow boundary, which should keep them from becoming like strong rotating storms. But there is a potential for some damaging winds and large hail for Greenwood, Indianapolis at around 8 p.m. There. Also monitoring this southern portion of this storm north of Evansville, moving into Louisville, potentially. But it should just be a gust front by then, with the potential for rain and hail in Louisville at around 10. And then back here on the Missouri Boot Hill, we're going to be seeing these storms kind of train over the same areas. Potential maybe for an isolated flood threat there on the Boot Hill. And then look at this. Latest model run is indicating maybe another MCS forming here near Jefferson City. Might produce a brief little area of some elevated wind gusts and severe threat there near Sedalia, Columbia, and Jefferson City. Yeah, that's pretty much all we're expecting. The remainder, I do think the tornado threat is getting pretty low right now. But we're still monitoring these little areas of rotation, because I just want to make sure that they're not going to do anything, because, you know, you can just get a quick little uptick of that lower level shear out in front of these MCSs, and then, you know, they start becoming tornadic, and I just want to make sure that that is not going to be a threat as this moves into Indiana. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. Yeah, I hope so too. I'll tell you what, it can be painful sometimes after these live streams with my voice. So I really hope I can find some help. But it's a hard job to fill, and it's just something that we just don't have the finances to do right now. Let's see here. So Mount Carmel, Illinois is fine. Not necessarily. You do have a stronger storm nearby you, and there still is a little area of rotation, but it's not particularly strong at this point, but we're still monitoring it. So I would still definitely be weather aware there in Mount Carmel, just in case it tries to do something, but so far it hasn't. So, all right, next in line for the 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds is going to be McLeansboro, Mill Shoals, Fairfield, Illinois. How's Chaz? He's doing good. He's a little whiny right now, but he's doing pretty good. Yeah, no problem. I guess so. Jonesboro, Arkansas. Yes, Jonesboro is going to be in that one of those areas where, you know, we're expecting some of these storms to kind of pop up around you, but it's going to be hit or miss. But there is a little potential for little thunderstorms to fire, but they should stay under the severe limit as that instability wanes, which will happen at night. Thank you, Nisha, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Will Sturgis, Kentucky be okay? Let me see. Sturgis. Yeah. You should be fine as long as you stay indoors and away from windows as this line approaches. Because there's still a damaging wind threat with it, but as long as you're indoors and away from windows there in Sturgis, you should be all right. All right, let's go check to see if we can see any more areas of rotation. Still kind of seeing this little increase here of rotation there, but still not tight enough or strong enough to really concern me. You can tell that this storm is riding this outflow boundary, which is going to be siphoning that rain-cooled air into it, and so that's been really what's been keeping it from really doing anything. Latest scan here with this storm near Mount Carmel, still a little really weak rotation there, and this one up here is just a mess. So that's good news. But it's still strong. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds could be possible for Graysville, Dodds Bridge, and Fairbanks and Scott City. But in terms of the tornado threat with that one, so far, still looking pretty good up there. All right. Let's go over all the severe thunderstorm warnings again. It's been a while since we've done that. So we just went over that one, so you guys are aware there. This one down here does have this little area of weak rotation, but I'm still not too concerned about it. It is starting to get close to this radar, though, so we're going to start losing a good view on it. We still have this strong storm over here with 70-mile-per-hour winds. McLeansboro, Mill Shoals, Fairfield are next in line. Just to the south of that, we have this little line of thunderstorms near Golconda. So you need to watch out there. Let's see here. Yeah, just to the south at Cape Girardeau, Hickman, and Clinton need to be indoors and away from windows. This has a 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Can I please look at Montreal, Quebec? Sure. That's an interesting request. Might as well. Let me see if I can remember where that is. There it is. Montreal. Oh, yeah. You guys got a lot of rain and showers nearby. Not seeing any rotation with it. Looks like mainly just rain and thunder for you. And it should be enough rain to where we don't see any more of those wildfires start near there. So that's good news. Maybe just thunder. Those isolated storms are really the big threat up there. For the fast-moving isolated storms that drop a bunch of lightning. It's been what's been causing almost all of those wildfires up there in Canada, which has been so we still got a severe thunderstorm warning over here just to the west of Birmingham. That's heading towards Driftwood and Providence. What will cause these storms to die out? The lack of instability. So, you know, with that daytime heating, it causes the air to be a little bit unstable. And as you get into the nighttime, you usually see the air become more stable. And when you have more stable air, typically you see less thunderstorm activity. But, you know, with a strong little MCS line like this, kind of just, you know, as the latest scans, it does kind of seem like this line is kind of losing its strength a little bit. So that might be becoming a little bit less of a threat. We're going to continue to monitor it just in case. And no problem. Kind of getting bad lightning struck. Oh, wow. Yeah. Hopefully you're not outside. Over here in West Plains, in south of Mountain View, Missouri. Wow. There's a Mountain View, Missouri. And then just to the south of that, there's Mountain Home. Must be mountains out there, but yeah, West Plains, 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. Mountain View, Missouri has got 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds coming y'all's way. Still have these severe thunderstorm warnings happening south of Eunice, kind of moving to the north. So Eunice, watch out for this. Potentially some larger hail with this, or not. Only 1-inch hail. I mean, there's still a decent hail core on there. And then over here near Kansas, south of Abilene, there's a severe thunderstorm warning here where 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Hope and Harrington. And coming over here to North Carolina. Oh, wow. Some strong storms over there south of Richmond. Gonna go check on those after this. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Carthage, North Carolina. And then over here south of Richmond, check this out. We got new severe thunderstorm warnings here in Virginia. This one's got 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail heading towards Kenbridge, Meredithville, Alberta. And then another one here, kind of heading in the general direction of Petersburg. We'll have to see if this keeps its strength. But 60-mile-per-hour winds heading towards Namozine, Ammon, and Walkers. Not seeing any rotation with these storms, which is good news. That is the latest. You live in Baconton? Oh, that is an absolutely awesome town name. I would love to live in Baconton. And in fact, pronouncing Baconton is now making me hungry. What about Iowa? Iowa's good right now. Iowa's good. You guys are north of the risk. There is some storms out there, but in terms of severe weather, we're not expecting that today for Iowa. But maybe some rain and thunder. You could experience it if you're in like southern Iowa. But that, I mean, even the most thundery storms are south of the Iowa border, so it should be good there. Yeah, it's over for St. Louis. You're good there in St. Louis. Okay, the main threat here is moving into western Illinois and then into southern Indiana and parts of Kentucky as well. Still got these strong storms here just to the north of Union City. The 60-mile-per-hour winds, but I mean, still monitoring for this tornado threat, but I'm not seeing it anymore. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. These storms are not rotating. We haven't seen a tornado warning in a long time. So I do think the tornado threat is almost gone. It's mainly these severe thunderstorms. Terre Haute. I remember where this is. Yes. It blows my mind how I remember where these random cities are. I know it's not random to you, but to me, I mean, when I'm like, I've actually have a decent amount of United States cities remembered now. I remember every single state, but I'm starting to get a repertoire of cities to remember. I am surprised. You have this storm to your south there, and Terre Haute slowly making its way up to you. So make sure, especially here for the southern part. Now this could continue to move in this direction, and all of it hits Terre Haute with this hail threat of 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. But as long as you're indoors and away from windows, you'll be fine there. Make sure your cars and dogs are indoors. You still have time to do that. Your power just cut off there for a sec. Oh no. But it's back on. That's good. Glad to hear that. Somerset, Kentucky. Let me look at Somerset. Somerset. There it is. I knew where it was. Yeah, you've got a while, and honestly, it's gonna be very hit or miss. These storms most likely won't make it to you, and when they do, it's gonna be in the nighttime hours. So I wouldn't lose sleep over it. It's gonna be pretty much as close to a zero of a tornado threat you can have. But there is eventually these storms are gonna make their way to you. But it's a small chance for them to be severe, especially last time we looked at the latest models. It looks like the severe threat will kind of end along this line here shortly, and then we might have some storms pop up here around Cincinnati by around 11 p.m. Following weather nationwide and geography go hand in hand. It does. It really does. It amazes me how much that my brain absorbs. I did not think my brain had near that ability to do that, because I can barely remember some of the smallest things. So I am surprised, but repetition, it'll do it. Especially when there's tornado warnings. Those cities I remember pretty well because I say them a lot. Crawfordsville, Indiana later tonight. Let me check. Crawfords. Oh, it was there. There we go. Crawfordsville. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be north of this threat. Mainly, it's going to be these storms. And if any of these storms can do anything here, are watching these could try to do what this storm did, which is pop up and drop some hail and damaging winds. So we'll watch those, because those are going to be your main threat for severe weather here coming up. But if those don't do anything, you're really just going to be dealing with some rain and potentially a decent amount of lightning on the backside. Hey, thank you, Todd Green and Mud for subscribing. So we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning with this one. Wow. The tornado possible tag and 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's going to be going towards Mount Carmel, Johnson, Fort Branch, and Princeton. Parts of the storms are dying, yes. But I mean, we still have some decently strong thunderstorms out there. The tornado threat, I think, is definitely going down, almost non-existent. But we're going to continue to monitor it here just for a little bit longer, just to make sure that that's going to continue to be the case. Sometimes these storms can randomly pick up, especially as you get closer. So like certain periods of the overnight hours, you can get a little increase in the lower level shear, but we're not seeing that right now, so we'll keep an eye on it. What's for dinner? I have no idea. Either chicken and mac and cheese, or this little dish that I have been making. Essentially, you turn the oven on broil. You put chicken with butter and provolone cheese. Let it broil until the cheese turns like a little bit brown, and with a little bit of butter. You gotta wait for the butter to melt, and then you make some basmati rice. And then throw it all together, and then put a bunch of barbecue sauce on there. What? It's not popping up for me yet. Yeah, I'm not seeing a tornado warning, Janice, so I do not know what you're talking about. It's not coming in just yet for me. And it usually comes in like Radar Omega, it'll usually be like 2 seconds after I get the little notification on my phone from the NWS. But I don't even have that on my phone, so I don't know what you're talking about. You might be thinking it's a tornado warning, but it could be a severe thunderstorm possible. I mean, a tornado possible severe thunderstorm, but not a tornado warning. But we don't have any tornado warnings right now. You were gifted this month. Yeah, that was No Words, Just Vibes. Donated 50 members the last time we streamed, and then donated another 10 today. So it was either one of those two, because I don't think anybody else has gifted subs. How about Avon, India? Or I don't know why I sometimes say India. Indiana. Let me check. Avon, Indiana. Yeah, so you're gonna kind of be in that area where this storm could eventually affect. But the one thing though that's gonna probably happen with this storm is this rain-cooled air is catching up to it. It's losing the race. And once that does, it should make this a lot less severe. So by the time it gets up here to Indianapolis and Avon, I really don't have much confidence that that is going to continue to be a strong storm. Still could be severe potentially for winds, but hopefully it won't be as much of a hail threat. It's still possible. Still possible. So don't let your guard down, but I wouldn't lose sleep over it. That's my advice. Thank you, Zoo and Joey Allen, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I still don't know how to pronounce that city. I think I say Terre Haute. Terre Haute. Yeah, I say Terre Haute. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong too, though. Chillicothe. Let me check. Oh, Terre Haute. Chillicothe is, yeah, you guys are actually good for the rest of the day. There is some like little stringer storms up here, but is that right? Why do I feel like that's not right? I feel like Chillicothe is more south. I guess not. Even thinking about like, I think I'm thinking about Ohio. I think there's a Chillicothe, Ohio. But yeah, you do have some rain, But in terms of severe weather, we're not expecting that. You're out of the should be out of the threat. There are some storms back here south of Burlington, but those are going to go south of you. If anything changes, we'll let you know. But as of right now, the expectations are that these are going to stay below severe. Is NW Alabama, Northwest Alabama still under T-Storm watch? No, Northwest Alabama is not, unless you live like in Haleyville or Hamilton, but like the Florence region is not under severe thunderstorm watch anymore. Yeah, this blue outlined area, that is the severe thunderstorm watch. So if your city's in there, you're still under that severe thunderstorm watch at the moment. No, tropical. No, not at all. We're not expecting strong tornadoes today. And in fact, we're not expecting any more tornadoes at all at this point. But we're still monitoring it just in case something changes. You know, there was a tornado threat earlier today. Let me show you guys just to give you a little bit of perspective here of kind of what we're expecting here for the rest of the day. So yeah, we still do have a 5% tornado risk. Out in front of these storms, you know, for Vincennes, Jasper, Evansville, and Henderson. And that's going to be mainly for these storms here and this southern line here, maybe a little QLCS threat. But in terms of seeing anything on radar that's concerned me at all, still haven't seen that. So we're still monitoring it though, just in case something abnormal happens. There's still a chance. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to use the restroom for 30 seconds. So stay tuned. I will be right back. I am human, though, and I do have to use the restroom every now and then. So BRB. Okay, I've also decided, and so is my dog, has decided, as you can hear, that it's time to feed him. So I'm going to do that really quick. That'll take probably another, like, 40 seconds to an hour, or to a minute. Right. Food has been given. Oof. Thank you, The Adventures of Timmy, Mutant War, and Clay Farr for subscribing. Very doubtful, Evan. Very doubtful. Yeah, we have some storms still in Missouri. There's a little bit of rotation near Clarkton, but you know, we've seen that in Missouri before, and so far it hasn't turned into anything. Let's see if we have a view on this storm, maybe. A little bit of a view, but can't really see the base of it. But there's a little rotation there, but shouldn't do anything if the models are correct. But hey, you know, we've seen crazier things. 9.5k subs. Holy moly. We're halfway to 1,000. I mean, 10,000. I can't believe that. We're getting so close to 10,000 subscribers. I live in northern Alabama, Angie. Good day. Good Canada day. Thank you. Special weather statement essentially just means that, you know, there's some strong storms. Oh, let me turn this off here. There are some strong storms nearby, but not strong enough to be severe. Hello, Alf. Thank you, Rizzy, for subscribing. Do I think anything crazy is going to happen for Clarksdale? Or Clarksville? It's going to be a close call. It's going to be a little close call. There is some severe thunderstorm warnings south of Paducah. There's Clarksville. You know, if anything forms on that southern side and makes it in their way, still potential for some severe weather. But none of these are particularly too strong. So these storms are easily survivable as long as you're indoors and away from windows. Just make sure you're paying attention to do that. All right, so they have dropped this to 60 mile per hour or 60 mile per hour winds. We still have 70 mile per hour winds though up here near Vincennes and Lawrenceville. It's really I think that's the strongest one. Yeah, 70 mile per hour winds. Let's check back over here near south of Richmond. I haven't talked about these storms in a while. 60 mile per hour winds and 1-inch hail heading towards Meredithville in Alberta. So make sure that you are indoors and away from windows there. Also got this storm south of Greensboro in North Carolina with 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds. And that is heading towards Troy and Bisco. Still have this storm in Alabama. Bri, if your power's out, turn off the stream. Don't waste your phone battery on my stream. Keep that phone battery going. Yeah, not seeing any more towns in the path, but if you live to the south and east of Palmetto, need to be indoors and away from windows still. Still have these two little storms. I guess little's the wrong word for them. Two pretty decent storms here with 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour winds heading towards Eunice, Texas. Or no, that's yeah, Olson and Eunice, New Mexico. But that is it. Any random warnings in Florida? Always got to check Florida because you never know. Florida and Idaho are kind of like, one time we were streaming and there was a severe thunderstorm warning in Alaska, of all places. Check on Hawaii. We haven't checked on Hawaii in a while. It does not appear to be any severe thunderstorm warnings in Hawaii. A little bit of nothing there. And what about the old Puerto Rico? Nothing. Pretty dry there as well. All right, let's come back up to Illinois and Indiana. Looks like they're going to extend this as 70 mile per hour winds still. For Washington, Monroe City, Bicknell, Plainville, Linton, Cass, and Sullivan. Do you think tomorrow will be like today? No. Well, we can look at tomorrow here really quick. Let's look at tomorrow. So let's see. Tomorrow is a slight risk. Yeah, in terms of the tornado potential, pretty low. And not expecting any significant hail or winds either. So in terms of the categorical risk, it looks like tomorrow won't be as bad. We'll come over to the HRRR though, and we'll double check, see what the latest model's saying. So going into tomorrow evening, does seem like some stronger storms are possible there in Philadelphia. Looking at the spin in the atmosphere, not a whole lot up there, so mainly just a damaging wind and hail threat with those. Possible for areas around Scranton, south of Albany, New York, maybe even potentially making its way into Connecticut, which we will check out in a second. Another little scroll line with some potentially stronger storms are possible for Lexington tomorrow, Richmond at around the 4 p.m., and also potential some stronger storms for southern and southern parts of Illinois and Indiana. Also, this line of storms entering into Kentucky and Tennessee as well. I wouldn't think depth one could be severe, but and then potentially seeing some stronger storms fire near Atlanta. Maybe one or two of those could be severe, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy like large hail or anything. So that's good. Yeah, that line continues to move through Kentucky by 6 p.m., enters into western Kentucky, or leaves Kentucky by 9 p.m., and then we continue to have these on and off severe thunderstorms around, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, going up into Manhattan Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. Loria could see some rain over there, but yeah, other than that, anything else? Yeah, maybe some rain over there for Ron Yancey. I mean, the big story tomorrow, to be honest, it's not going to be the rain and wind, although that is going to be concerning. It's going to be the temperatures. I think it's really going to start to heat up tomorrow on the East Coast, with those dew points getting quite high as well. So yeah, right there, right along the border here. I remember talking 90s, 100-degree temperatures for North Carolina, parts of Georgia as well. Also, Alabama still going to potentially have some, higher temperatures. But again, that is dependent on whether or not we get a random MCS. Again, these models haven't been 100% accurate. You can still get a random MCS or random outflow boundary that causes storms, and that would cool the area down. But if you don't get any rain, this is about what you could expect in the mid to upper 90s. But the annoying part of these storms is that we have all of this of these high dew points. So wherever you get these high dew points with the high temperatures, you have the potential to see some pretty hot temperatures. That's that heat index. So potentially heat indexes into the hundreds, all from South Carolina down through Georgia and into the southeast with Mississippi and Alabama. And, it's still hot in Texas, but man, not nearly as hot as it was. So you guys are technically getting a break, if you could say that. But yeah, look at these storms here in Texas. They fired near Dallas and Brownwood, and then they cool off the area. So it should be pretty nice there if that does happen. Get a little break but right before it warms right back up. And then going into the next day, you can see that those temperatures kind of hang on there on the East Coast. But that's what we can expect for tomorrow. Yeah, it really looks like these storms are losing their muster, guys. I really don't think there's much I can do for you, because the tornado threat is 0. There are still some strong winds, but once they head into Evansville and Henderson and Princeton, they should be pretty much non-severe. So let's everybody pay attention. If you still live in these areas, if you live near Mount Vernon, Carmi, Grayville, Abion, Mount Carmel, Princeton, Fort Branch, Hobstadt, Enderfield, Armstrong, Evansville, Henderson, need to be indoors and away from windows, charging those phones just in case your power goes out. This storm here is not looking like it's got 70-mile-per-hour winds, so we'll continue to definitely want to be indoors and away from windows here and charge your phones just in case. But it does seem like that severe threat is really dying down with this line. Also over here near Kentucky, still have some stronger storms down here. Next in line is going to be Mayfield and Benton and Paducah area. Not expecting these to be a tornado threat, just 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds is going to be the main threat with all of these storms. But yeah, I mean, and if you live in Alabama and North Carolina, Virginia, can't rule out that, random severe thunderstorm warning. So if you get that warning, make sure you're indoors and away from windows. And over here in New Mexico, we got some hail and damaging winds heading towards Eunice and Oil Center. But, in terms of like actually damaging severe weather, I think, these two areas are the only ones left. And that's going to be starting to die down a little bit here as the day goes on. But still, be indoors and away from windows, charging your phones here in those cities I just mentioned, as it's going to continue for a little bit longer. But in terms of me, I'm going to head out. We covered pretty much the worst of the storm and all the tornado warnings. I do think the tornado warning threat is pretty much zero right now. But I do appreciate everybody that tuned in today. Again, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your last opportunity. We're not gonna be, if you don't subscribe, you're not gonna know when I go live next. You're just not. And so if you want to be in the know the next time you have severe weather in your area, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button before you leave. But yeah, I'm gonna let my voice rest. Again, it's been pretty rough on the voice. Still not completely healed, but luckily I was able to go live for a little bit. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you Blondie for modding as always. Thank you everybody that has donated like ice cream. Thank you so much. Your donations today were absolutely massive, and I do appreciate it. Same with No Words, Just Vibes, and everybody else that donated. And also, thank you everybody that hit that like button and everybody that subscribed today. We're getting really close to 10,000 subs. Another reason why you should hit that subscribe button. But yeah, hopefully by the next time we go live, we don't have this Twitter bull crap and Elon goes back to the original Twitter so we can have more news to share with you, because Twitter does help a lot. I mean, somebody posts a tornado picture on Twitter, gets retweeted and comes into the front of everybody's eyes, and we can take that, show you guys, and the tornado warning could still be radar indicated, but it's like there's this picture video of the tornado on the ground. So Twitter is super helpful in that aspect. So I really hope that they revert it back, because I'm not paying for that. Maybe I will have to, I don't know. It's one of those things that to mull over, because it does help out with the safety of everybody. So but yeah, thank you everybody, and I will see you guys on the next one, and yeah.